All right. Welcome, everyone, to the SYC in Orlando, Florida. I am Blair Blumenscheid, and I will be joined shortly by one of our very special guests that we have throughout the weekend here at Boardwalk Bowl. We'll be watching a lot of youth athletes throughout the weekend. We have two featured pairs. We'll be watching 67 and 68 and 69 and 70. We do keep our cameras stationary throughout the weekend just so that all of the bowlers can make their way through. In the first game, we're watching Xavier Castanda, Daniel Lynn, Joss Weems, Isaac Olivia, Hayden Stube, Brock Dombrowski, and that's 67 and 68. And then on 69 and 70, we have Alex Crowley, Spiro Shank, Adam Wakely, Avery Roden, Jake Sullivan, and Jackson Beach. So those are the bowlers you'll be watching. Good morning, Hillary Crowley. I see you're in watching young Alex. If you are watching a bowler, feel free to let us know in the chat. As we said, we do keep the camera stationary, so we try to get as many bowlers to come through as possible. I want to thank all the families for traveling here this weekend that are with us. It was not an easy trip. We had a tropical storm come through the Florida area, but the bowling center was still excited to welcome the families, and the families wanted to come. So here we are, and we have a great event. Nice shot by Isaac right there. See Mr. Joss Weems stepping up. Joss is part of the Evolution staff program. Traveled here from Chicago, Illinois. All right, I'm pulling up our live stream questionnaire so that we can learn a little bit about these bowlers. Ralph is supposed to be here. I don't know where he is. Looking for some bios, but unfortunately, the bowlers have not filled them out, so I can't talk about them. If you know a bowler here, let them know. They can fill out their bio sheets so we can talk about them. And as we said earlier, we're so excited to be here at Boardwalk Bowl. They're bowling this morning on the short pattern. The short pattern for this tournament is 38 feet. You also can follow the scores all day long, courtesy of Bowl Metrics. Bowlmetrics is the official scoring partner of the SYC. Looks like the lanes are hooking today. Short pattern. It's always tricky to start the first block. You still got some nerves. Still waking up in the morning. Looks like I may be joined by Mr. Matt McNeil, future Hall of Famer. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Blair.
You'll never guess, but Ralph said he would be here game one.
Well, I intercepted Ralph, and then we started talking about business. And so me and Ralph just got on a tangent. And
I got
we were
you.
talking, the Southwest Florida bowling scene.
Oh, yeah, because you live down here
I
now.
live down here now.
Okay.
I'm a real Floridian.
Oh, yeah.
If it gets below 70, I think it's chilly, and I put a lawn sleeve on.
Oh, good grief.
Yep.
So you are the reason that Ralph was not here on time.
Yep, and then Leanne came in and scolded us and said, Blair needs somebody in the live stream booth.
Oh, very nice.
Here I am.
Well, welcome to the third frame of the tournament.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah. No, we're watching some great young bowlers. I think these are all U15 boys. I don't see any U12s. We have two live stream pairs, 67 through 70.
Okay.
So we get to talk about all these youth bowlers, but you'll be shocked because they haven't filled out their bios.
Well,
we have to figure out a way. I need to incentivize the bio sheets a little better.
How about no bio, no ball?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That's a good incentive. I like that.
Yep.
Actually, not a bad idea.
Yep.
Can't leave the check-in room until you fill out this bio.
Yep. And is this the long pattern?
Short pattern.
Oh,
today.
this is a short pattern over here today because it was over on the other side. Oh no, it's short. Oh,
it's short all over.
See?
Yeah, but practice session they bowl on all of them. That's the confusing
I've
part.
only had one cup of coffee, not two, so I'm not firing on.
I know. What the heck? You're off your game, Matt.
Yes, I am.
Future Hall of Famer. I'll hand you the oil pattern because I should not be talking about the oil pattern.
I looked at it already, and
would you want to bowl on it?
Well, so here's the deal. So at Boardwalk here, we got Pro-Am lane, but it's Gen 1. Now, Gen 1 was made roughly from about 96 to about 2003, and the dowels go up the one board. And one of the things that typically happens with Pro-Am Gen 1 is the gutters tend to hang. Now, when you put out a short pattern and the gutter hangs, that can be somewhat difficult because generally that's where you need to try to get the ball back from. Well, looking at the pattern, they only have 3 feet of drop rush, which actually increases the amount of volume at the end of the pattern. So, and there's, let's see here, there's more on the forward run than on the reverse run, so the pattern's going to stretch really fast. So the big thing is you want to probably treat 5-6 like the gutter instead of trying to get it right of 5-6. And you're actually going to create a lot of push between, in the track area down lane. You'll see a lot of holds start to develop in there where people can really play it. Because, and I'm sure whoever designed the pattern for the tournament, knowing it was here, knew that outside of 5 is just a very bad place to play.
Well, our friends at Kegel, they're a sponsor of the SYC, and they do design the pattern for each tournament.
Yep.
And they do it based on what they know about the bowling center.
Yeah. So that's I think that's why they put that drop rush at 35, so they could really backload the pattern so it would stretch out really, really fast.
Makes complete sense.
And so then the players would have more shim, and they could not have to get it out in that danger zone. The danger zone.
The danger zone is outside of 5 people.
Yeah.
So
not going to see too many balls get back from that part of the lane unless you have a little more Yep, that poor
Yeah.
youngster.
Yeah.
Unless you have, maybe a urethane ball that's going to slow down really close to you.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.4, and then some lanes are going to peel off a little better with a little better topography than others. But for the most part, the golden rule here at Boardwalk is don't get the ball right of 4.5.
All right, good to know. And if you're listening, we won't tell if you tell your youth bowler.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what we're here to do.
That's
Go ahead.
exactly. We've been sharing tips all week long, and
That's what we're here for.
if you come to an SYC and we have someone like a Matt McNeil or we have Jim Callahan will show up from time to time, you never know who will be at an event. Always ask questions like that in the practice. Like if you're struggling, come and chat. We're here to help.
Yeah, and we're happy to do it. Because that's the only thing I'm really good for. That and doing the dishes.
Okay. Well, I'll check with Jessica later.
No, trust me. I can vacuum the house and do dishes.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah. So, Matt, yesterday you were privileged enough also to moderate and lead a Q&A with Norm Duke, and I heard some of the questions, and they were great.
We had great questions for Norm. Just wonderful questions. Really good participation by the kids. And the kids really dominated the session. I thought we might get more parent questions, but we only had one parent question, and we had to cut it off. We had to say no more questions because we got to get practice going here.
Yeah.
But that's a testament to how great Norm is with the families and the kids. He's so good. He had people laughing, and then he had people really engaged, and he was giving out great advice. And it was really good, and it was fun to moderate because me and Norm have developed a bond just through my bowling on tour and then working with him on the senior tour and on the regular tour. So
yeah, you guys did a great job.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
It was and Norm, anyone that sees Norm on TV, but then you meet him in person, he is just as animated when he's bowling, or he's just as animated when he's talking to you as he is when he's bowling. Like he is a legend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and he was giving out a lot of good sage wisdom to the youngsters.
Well, I hope they listen.
Now, if it got absorbed, that's a different thing.
Yeah, really.
However, now this young man here on 37, who you just saw, he throws it pretty darn good.
Mr. Joss.
Now, and did you see where he's playing on the lanes? He's not trying to get it, right a 4 or 5 down lane. He's more in the middle part of the lane. He's using more angle through the fronts, which is what you want to do. Get a little, just a touch steeper through the fronts. But boy, does he get it off his hand good. I wish I threw it that good when I was. I mean, he's probably what, 10, 11, 12 years old, maybe 12 or 13. I don't know. I'm a bad judge of age. I don't know.
So he is. I think he's 13 or 14. I know he's at least 13.
Okay.
Joss, he's picked up his PBA junior title.
Oh, he got a junior title.
He has a PBA junior title.
I'm not shocked.
A couple, and he also is. I think he was just named this week one of the new PBA junior ambassadors. He's also on our Evolution staff team.
Yep.
So, Joss, not only is Joss a great bowler, but he's a great person. This weekend, he brought wristbands for all the bowlers.
Yep.
And I have one on because he gave them to me, and it says, "No one else is you" on the outside, and on the inside, it says, "And that's your special power." So you have your outside message and your inside message.
That's pretty cool.
Right? Like, it's fantastic. So Joss has a few of those wristbands, so make sure you go and talk to him. Oh, and he has 5 PBA junior titles. Keegan Alexander's watching and corrected me. Keegan, you can keep me on my game all day.
5 junior titles? Wow.
PBA junior titles. He has SYC titles. These kids are talented, Matt.
I tell you what, I'm glad I'm in the glue factory line because these kids would be taking my money if I bowled against them now.
Yeah, I need to know if
goodness.
this little Brock Dombrowski. I need Brock's family to come and find me and tell me if they're related to Patrick. Pat Dombrowski.
Oh yeah, the Dombrowskis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to know. Like, are you Brock? Are you related to my buddy?
Patrick's unbelievable. He's a good bowler too.
He is a good bowler. Yeah.
Very talented player.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks. Watch this young man. He's up here on 68. Just boy, is that a sweet game right there.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think he has a future on the tour. What do you think?
Well, I think he's got a. You know what? No matter what he does, I think he's got a bright future. I
Oh,
think he's got a bright
He has a
future
whole brand
on
already.
yeah,
I
on
mean,
and off
he has
the
a
lanes.
website, like the whole works. These kids, I'm telling you. So we just saw Hayden Stube, Isaac Olivier, who's stepping up. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, but Isaac did fill out his bio.
Okay.
He's 13.
Mm-hmm.
This is his first SYC.
Okay.
He's from Palm Coast, Florida. Favorite pro bowlers, EJ Tackett.
Okay.
He loves the challenge of bowling. And last weekend, he was actually a city champion.
Good
so,
for him.
Yeah. He also plays the euphonium horn, and he likes golf and tennis.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know what the euphonium horn is. I need to go and look that up.
Yes, it's obviously a musical instrument of some time.
Yes.
Do you think it's the horn that they play in the Ricola commercials?
Oh, maybe. That'd
Is
be
that-
awesome.
is that
yeah,
that
right.
one?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Might
think
be
so.
hard. Might be hard to travel with
Yeah,
though.
really. I have a lot of respect for musicians.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a whole thing. So talented. Don't think I have a bio for Daniel, but I like his shirt.
I do like Daniel's shirt as well.
Yeah. Pretty cool jersey.
You know, that's one of the things too these kids have nowadays. You know, we always get so bitter about, well, back in my day. I remember we had polos with embroidered last names, and you'd get, you go to Target and get a polo for $8 and embroider your last name on it, and it was not good looking at all.
Yeah.
You know,
I started getting the Nike polos and embroidering those because I at least felt like I could have a little bit of style, and they were so like thick and cottony.
Oh yeah, and then they were huge. I don't know. We didn't wear fitting clothes back in the in the 90s and 2000s. We just said, this shirt fits. It's not for me. I need 2 sizes bigger, and that was the one we got.
100%.
And then we went and frosted the tips of our hair at the hair salon. I don't know what we were thinking, but we did it.
Yeah, don't look back at the style from the 90s. It wasn't very good. Yeah. Although it's coming back around.
Is it?
Yeah, they have scrunchies. They're back, and I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on here? Someone also was. You probably might not remember this.
Puka shell necklaces.
Puka shells, and then the other thing were the tattoo chokers.
Yes,
that the girls wear.
I remember
those. Are coming back too.
Yep.
I'm like, what? That was a style that should never come back.
Oof.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I always give Lindsay Boomershine some crap about that because when she was at Nebraska on the TV shows, she had one of those.
Oh my gosh, it's so silly. But we thank our friends at I Am Bowling for providing a much better look and style for all of these bowlers.
Yes, Ken and Kathy, great folks.
Yeah, than we had in the 90s. The polo shirts, I remember that.
Oh yeah, with the or I remember people would use safety pins, and you remember they'd have the ironed last name, and they'd safety pin it on the back of the shirt.
Oh, don't go telling that story to Leanne, because she'll tell you, I did that.
Yes, she did. Oh, yeah.
I had one of those, too, though. It was hard to get embroidered names, too.
It was.
You had to find an embroidery place to do it. I mean, it was a whole thing.
Well, and pro shops would have, like, embroidery
in the
business.
Yeah,
I mean, and they would make a lot of money embroidering shirts.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Maybe we should talk about something relevant.
How about we talk about Mr. Spiro Shank up on lane 69?
Yeah. Spiros has that left lane down. Now, the right lane actually hooks a little more.
Okay.
So the problem is for Spiros, because he's so far right and he's trying to kind of go right up it, when the right lane hooks a little more, he's like, well, I can't keep it in front of me, or otherwise I'm going high. If I give it away because I'm so far right, I get in that danger zone, and then I'm not in good shape there either. So he's kind of bowling in the phone booth on the right lane. So I think what he needs to do would be like a parallel left with everything. And there's a lot more hold in front of the pocket already. but they just don't know it yet because they haven't thrown any shots there. They're still trying to, they're thinking in a short pattern. I got to try to bounce it off at 2-3.
Right.
And
They don't know the
there's a
topography.
lot of hold in front of the pot, especially in the track area down lane. There's a lot of hold there, and the kids can start using that pretty fast. Especially if you got people, some people using some urethane balls and things like that, they'll really stretch that pattern very quickly.
Well, we know that we will have some urethane.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's the modern.
It's funny.
It's
You say it's
crazy.
the modern game, and
It
it's
is.
like the old school
It's the old
idea, right?
it's the old modern game.
Yeah, but it works. What I was gonna say, I drilled a UC3 last year. It's my first urethane ball ever.
Yeah.
I used that ball more this year than any other ball.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I should not be throwing urethane, but it works.
I remember to this day, and Tim Mack won't let me live it down, because we were at the World Series bowling in 2019. I'd just come on with Storm.
Yeah.
And we were practicing on the short, and Tim goes, "You got to drill a pitch black." And I said, "Tim, my rev rate and urethane are just too thin." "Oh, you haven't thrown our urethane yet." And I'm like, "I don't know. I really don't want." He goes, "Just drill a ball, will you? Drill a pitch black." Well, I ended up shooting 300 in qualifying and then making the TV show using that ball. So I've been eating crow for 3.5 years.
How's it feel?
I'm full of crow, but Tim still serves it anyways.
So Mr. Matt, who happens, for anyone that's watching that doesn't know that you are a very accomplished left-handed bowler, what do you think of Mr. Jake here? I just saw him deliver that shot on 69.
Yeah. Jake's got a good game.
Yeah. Lefty, two-handed.
Yeah. Nice and smooth.
Oh, we jinxed him.
Yeah, we black clouded him.
Sorry, Jake. That's our bad, but I like your game.
I like how he's on balance at the line.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great shot by Spiros. Big double there in the 7th and 8th.
Huge double.
Yep, see? Arms up. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
I think he just went left. Somebody must be his mom must be listening, because he went a little left and just kind of used the oil on that shot.
Maybe you telepathically told him.
Like the Shining.
Yeah, right? Like he heard you. Yeah. So funny. I also like Jackson's game up on 7. Man, I cannot talk about any of these bowlers today because I'm jinxing everybody. But
yeah, Jackson, but he gets he gets a lot out of his game.
Yeah.
He definitely has a very, very good hand. I think it's like any young player. I remember the biggest thing when I was 13, 14, 15, your body's obviously changing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're hitting your growth spurts, but it was really just learning how to control what you had. I think that was when I started, when I started averaging 200 more consistently, was when I really just started learning how to control what I had,
right.
And then making more spares. That was the instant thing that got me over, averaging 205, 206, 207 on all the patterns right away. And then and then we started to learn more about equipment and surfaces, because nobody carried Abralon pads back in our days.
Yeah, no. What is an Abralon pad?
We didn't know what surface was.
Like all this stuff.
We did have Brillo pads. We had the burgundy one, and then the green one. The green one was a lot, and the burgundy one was a little. But we carried those Brillo pads around.
Yeah. It was a very. I will say that. Number one, I think that there are a lot more coaches out there that are learning more about the sport and helping the younger bowlers than there were. I also think YouTube might have been the best addition to bowling that ever could have happened, because these kids, at their fingertips, can learn about the sport and are learning at a rapid pace.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's just amazing.
Nice shot by that young man up on 69 there, lane
Mr.
69.
Alex Crawley.
Yeah.
Alex is awesome. So and his mom is watching, and I think she said that he filled out a new bio, so I'm going to go look, which he did. Age 13, He's from Whitefish, Montana.
Whitefish, Montana. All right.
I love this. His home bowling center. So Alex Crawley he lost his bowling center in the pandemic. He was a cloverleaf bowler.
Oh no.
Mike Hillman's
Yep.
center, and so when they ask what's your home bowling center, it's forever cloverleaf.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
So shout out to Mr. Mike Hillman, who's a huge part of the SYCs, even though he's not here anymore. But Alex loves skiing, playing basketball, playing piano, jiu-jitsu, and Fortnite. And he can make a mean cheesecake.
Wow.
And he can bowl a little bit too.
Well, and he's looking very sharp. He's got a storm belt on, which I like, and he's got a really nice shirt on with his last name, and I mean he's a sharp looking young man. Good for him. I always said if now you're just gonna say this is weird, Matt, but I always said if you don't look good, you can't bowl good.
Amen.
I always said when I was just squared away, everything looked good, I bowled good.
So I think you feel good, you look good, like
you feel confident.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
maybe what it's from. But
Yeah.
I always said, you can't bowl good if you don't look good.
I like
and then if you bowl bad, well, at least I look good.
Exactly.
Bowling bad.
Adam Weekly always has some good hair going on too.
Mm-hmm.
He's 14. He's from Farmington, New York. Favorite pro bowlers, Darren Tang.
Oh yeah, D-Tang.
D-Tang.
Yeah.
He has rolled a 300 game on wood lanes also.
That's
Adam has.
The fact that there's wood lanes still in existence is impressive.
It's impressive, right?
Good for him.
Yeah.
And if there's a good ball review channel, it's Darren Tang.
I agree. Yeah, he does a great job.
Phenomenal job. So make sure to like and subscribe or follow whatever you can do with Darren Tang on YouTube. Make sure to do it.
Jackson Beach, who we talked about earlier, we love his game. He works with Mr. Mike Sinek. He's one of Mike Sinek's bowlers at Fort Meade. 13 years old. He is from Virginia, but his cool fun fact is he can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds.
Now that's impressive.
I can't solve a Rubik's Cube, period, let alone 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think you could put me in a cell and give me a Rubik's Cube, and I don't think it would happen.
Never get out, right?
Yeah, you'd say
out.
You can come out when you finish it, and I'd just probably wither away in there.
Yeah, there's no chance.
No.
I've tried years and years, and yeah. See who else, what other bios we have. We are wrapping up this first game here.
Yeah, that was a good shot by Jake. You know what? He's gonna. This is what I'm gonna say about Jake. I think Jake's gonna fill in a little bit, and his rev rate's gonna go up a little bit as he starts getting a little older.
Yeah.
Right now his rev rate's a little lacking for a two-hander.
Right.
However, I think he's gonna start developing more, and he's gonna start getting that ball off his hand a little better, and that rev rate gets up, he's going to start slapping a lot of those corner pins out.
Well, his fundamentals are so good, so I think that's a really good observation.
It's going to happen
because it'll just all kind of come together, right?
Yeah.
Which happens with these kids.
Oh, absolutely. You hit that age, and then it just starts falling. All the pieces start falling together, and then you're like, wow, that was the summer I got really good.
Yeah, right. You always remember those milestones. Like, I remember the first time that I, coaches set goals for you, right? And so I remember being in youth leagues, and it's like, okay, your goal is to average 150. And then all of a sudden you're doing it. And it's just spares, right? Like you said earlier.
Oh, it is.
It's like, it's just making one more spare a game, right?
Yep.
And then you keep setting those milestones higher and higher, and, but just set those for kids. Set their goals and let them hit them. And don't put too much pressure on them, right?
I was thinking, every time I come to these, I want to do a seminar for parents on how to coach your kids.
Yes, it's funny you say that because the last 3 SYCs that comment has come up 3 times.
I want to put together a seminar on how to
be
coach
a parent,
your kids.
Right? Well, not be a parent, but coach. Yeah.
How to coach your kids.
Yeah. Well, I think it's so hard because not every, like my parents when I was growing up, they bowled, and they loved bowling, and they loved that I bowled, but they didn't know the sport shot conditions. And it's so like sport shots are hard.
Oh yeah, they're very hard.
The transitions are hard. There's so much to learn.
Hmm.
And even if you think you've mastered them, like Matt McNeil over here, I bet you go to a tournament and you're like, I could not figure that pattern out, right?
Right? Oh yeah.
There's some that just stump you.
Yeah. Well, and we got, when sport bowling first came out in 2002, we were flabbergasted because we never bowled on anything hard. I
Like,
mean,
what
we just
is
bowled
this?
on house shots. We'd show up for the junior tournament. It was whatever the lane guy happened to put out, the night before or that morning.
Right.
And generally, it wasn't very difficult. But then we started bowling on these sport patterns. You're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
If I throw it here, it doesn't hook at all. If I throw it here, it hooks and it gets 3 off the right. Well, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be
Good
a good seminar. Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
And it is parents. You have a very hard job. No one.
Oh,
no one,
it's hard. It's impossible.
It is. Yeah.
I think now this is I'm just gonna and my view is jaded because my parents knew nothing about the sport of bowling.
Same. Yeah.
So I was really lucky because I just had to figure it out myself.
Right.
And then I just, I had supportive parents. And then about the time I got 16, 17, they would just drop me off at the bowling center, or I would drive,
Yeah.
and that was it. How'd you bowl today? Well, I got 5th. Oh, good. What do you want for dinner? I mean, that would be the talk. So
Yeah.
I was very fortunate in that aspect where I had to learn how to,
Right.
feed myself, to feed myself the information and learn. I had to do it all myself. So
But
that was.
that said, there were not as many SYC like tournaments back in
No.
the day too. So the travel was different. When you
Yeah.
were 16, you were driving down the street to bowl a tournament, or within the state.
Yeah, I was
usually.
driving
Yeah.
within the state, and then we had I remember we'd get 3 guys in my pickup truck that I had when I was 16. We'd load the
Yeah.
balls in the back,
and
and
go. Yeah.
and my mom would book a hotel room for us under
Oh,
her
nice.
name, and we'd check in, and
Yeah, that
I mean,
doesn't happen anymore either, Matt.
it's a different world. It's a different world,
Yeah.
and we'd still use pay phones or have a pager,
Oh
just
my
in
God!
case.
Now you're dating yourself
Yep.
over there. Calm down.
I know. Now here we go. High game on the pair.
Absolutely.
200 for David. David's going to shoot a nice 200 game.
Yeah. He had
I-
a great game.
that's-
a couple opens.
I'll tell you what. This short pattern in this building is extra hard just because of the topography issues that you're going to have. But yeah, David threw a very nice game there. Oh, Mark Ashby.
Yeah.
Mark, absolutely. And now, here's the thing I'm just going to add on that. I'll soapbox just for one more minute, and then I'm going to get off. But I think as a youngster, when I did it myself, I felt more accomplished because I didn't have it handed to me.
Yes.
Nothing was given to me. I remember I was working one night a week in the pro shop just so I could have access to plugging and drilling bowling balls, and I would buy balls off of eBay, old used balls. Off
So
of
this
eBay.
is how it started, Matt McNeil.
Yes, and I was making $7 an hour working for Carl Fitek at the pro shop, and Scott Pohl, and I would bring all the junk off of eBay and I would plug it and drill it, and then I would just go out and learn how to make it work.
Well, and you bring up something that we tell kids to do all the time. Never be afraid to ask a question.
Oh yes.
Never be afraid to introduce yourself to someone.
Yep.
And introduce yourself to other parents too,
Yeah.
because I'm sure you had the same experience that I did. Because when I was growing up, there were other parents that did know about bowling, even
Mhm.
though my parents didn't. And then they started to help me navigate.
Yep.
Like, go meet this person, go meet that person. But working in the pro shop for a kid,
That
man,
was huge.
go do it. Like,
Oh, I
if
tell you
you're-
what, it was
if
huge.
you have an opportunity with your pro shop operator at home, ask them if you can get some hours unpaid and just go in and volunteer and help and learn.
Yeah.
Just learn.
Oh, absolutely. Because even if and I started out doing ball work.
Right. And most kids
That-
do, right?
That is yes, absolutely, and that's
Yeah.
that's what you did. And it was just a lot of time on the spinner and the Haas machine and cutting down plug and doing all that stuff. But you know what? It got me exposed, and it got me around Scott Pohl.
Yeah.
He's got
He's okay.
oh yeah, he's pretty good. Team USA multiple times, gold medals,
Yeah.
3 Eagles. Carl Fythek was on Team USA.
Right.
Gary Arndt. So I was around all these really knowledgeable people, and so I could just absorb everything that I would see and watch them do, and then I started to learn a lot more, and then I got a lot better.
Yeah, that's key.
But you got to put yourself, and if not for me hounding Carl Fytek in the summer of 2001 about every day when he was out practicing, hey Carl, can I work for you next year? Can I work
Right.
for you next
Well,
year?
and I hear
Just give
so
me a couple hours. I don't care what it is.
I mean, Keegan Alexander's watching today. He's getting a lot of volunteer hours. He
Oh, yeah.
volunteers with Brett Cooper when he comes through and helps with matchmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Another great opportunity if you have a regional sales manager coming through and you ask them. Like,
Yeah.
Ralph walks in this building and everyone knows Ralph, which is great.
Yep.
But if you don't know Ralph and you're in this area, go and talk to him and see if you can go and help and just learn. Like, learning it. You have so much. You're at the age where you have your whole life ahead of you.
Yep.
So just, like, absorb it.
Yeah, absolutely. Get
Yeah.
out there and learn, and you always you're always going to start on the lowest run.
Yeah.
I remember my first job in the bowling center. I was emptying ashtrays, wiping down countertops, and cleaning restrooms. It was not glorious at all.
I feel it. I worked in the snack bar when I was 16, but I did not get to cook because you had to be 18 to cook.
Yep.
So I was doing a lot of the prep work of the food and cleaning and dishes and
Oh yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's
You start on the lowest run, but it
Yeah.
got you into the bowling center.
It
and You got
did.
free practice.
That was it.
That's
And
why
they
you
would
needed
let me
to
off
be
the
there.
clock if it wasn't busy and I could practice,
Yes.
which was even better for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I get done with league and I'd clean up. I'd have everything cleaned up, and I remember Gene, the night supervisor, say, "Okay, flip a pair on for yourself," and I go out practice for a couple hours.
Right.
So that was
It's
great.
the best.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a very short break while the lanes are changing, and we will be back. Matt, thanks for joining me. You'll be back in, so
yeah.
I'm not going to say goodbye because I don't know when, but you'll be back in. So
I'll be here.
yeah, we'll see you guys. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm joined now by our friend Ralph Solon, who is the regional sales manager for this area.
Hi, Blair.
Welcome, Ralph.
Hi, thank you.
Now, Ralph, we didn't really talk about it earlier with Matt when he was in here, but we had an interesting week of weather down here in the southeast.
Yes.
What is going on down here?
Well, normally the hurricane season should be, from what I gather, I live in Alabama, so I'm not the Florida expert, but I'm here
Right.
enough to know this is a late hurricane for the
Yeah.
season.
What the heck?
And after the last one, Ian, yeah, it was caught everybody, kind of startled everybody that there was another one. And yeah, so it luckily only went to, I guess, a Category 1. Everybody probably knows the weather, and
Yeah.
it did do some damage up near Daytona, but luckily it moved on, and I drove down through Georgia, and it was rainy yesterday, but, no problems.
Yeah, so a lot of the families, the Orlando airport did close
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday, which was slightly problematic
It's a
for
little
most
scary,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get in and out.
Yeah, so, but a lot of people still were able to come and reroute some travel, and the bowling center here at Boardwalk, they really wanted us to come, and we were in touch with them every day, and they said it'll be fine.
Yep.
Everyone said it'll be fine, and
right.
it was fine. So I'm glad that it did. Like, I actually was surprised. I thought that our practice session yesterday would be lighter, but I'd say 75% of the people actually could make it to
okay.
practice. We extended. We had a couple extra pairs last night that were oiled. Boardwalk took care of us, and they let bowlers practice a little bit longer all night, and then we delayed the start this morning. So I think it all worked out.
Yeah, Boardwalk really takes care of their bowlers.
It's fantastic
They
here.
have a great staff here.
Yeah, it's such a great bowling center. So, all right. So let's see who we're watching this game.
All
We
right.
have 67 through 70 is our live stream pair today, and we're watching on 67 and 68. Blaze Denny, Jake Everson, Christian Barfin, Jackson Day, Kyle Dunn, and Christopher Molina. And then on 69 and 70, we should have Brody Cartier, Dane Clark, Bruno Brandeo, Allison Taylor, Sophia Allam, and Mary Beth Baker. No, we don't.
No
No?
girl.
All right,
I don't
hold
see
on.
any girls on that pair.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
Uh-oh.
we
Christian missed the spare.
Oh no.
He got here late too today. Did you hear he had a 5-hour roadside issue with his car?
No.
Him and his mom.
Oh
and they
no,
got
what
it. But they
happened?
luckily I didn't hear all the details, but they were having trouble getting a tow that
Ugh.
early in the morning. So
Oh, I
he was
bet.
a little startled. He just missed the spare, but looks like he's throwing it pretty well.
Well,
What a good
like I
game.
said, the travel here has not been easy for anybody, but no one wishes a 5-hour travel issue on anyone. Our friend Kyle Dunn up on 68. While I figure out who else we have bowling on 69 and 70, he has a Team Shark jersey on.
Ah.
That is the Shark and Tiger question on the morning bowl for anyone
yes.
who is
Okay.
not aware. So
Thanks
Kyle,
for pointing that out.
thank you
Yeah.
for representing Team Shark.
Team
He's from
Shark.
Hinckley, Ohio.
Okay.
He's 17 years old. Favorite pro bowler, Jason Belmonte and Chris Prather. His favorite bowling achievement, he came in 5th at the SYC in Columbus. He bowled 300 there.
Oh, wow.
And he also won the Columbus Baker event with his best friends. And he just wants to say hi to anyone watching back home in Ohio. He bowls at Riviera Lanes.
Ooh.
It's a historic
place.
Historic place there, Kyle. Pretty lucky.
Yeah. Well, Ohio breed. You get the state, and you're from Ohio.
I am. I do
and
enjoy
you know
Ohio.
that there's just plenty of great bowling cities in Ohio.
It's great, and the youth bowling, it keeps getting better.
Is it getting better?
It
Good.
keeps getting better. I mean, when I was a kid, you were just on the phone with Bob Hart when I came and got you, who, he's from Ohio as well, so he had a pro shop there for years.
Sure.
But the when I was growing up, I thought we had great youth bowling. I thought we had some of the greatest youth bowlers. But now I look back at these kids and I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are amazing. Like
That's
watching
true.
Kyle, watching an Eden Furukawa, Jeremy Combs, Jaden, his son Jaden. Jeremy's watching at home. Jaden's not here this weekend. Another great bowler from Ohio. So I'm proud of my
Yeah.
home state.
Yes.
Happy to see these kids coming through, and I always like seeing where they're going to college because a lot of them are choosing. I mean, and then how do you forget Jillian Martin? She's from Ohio
Yes,
too.
that's
Still
right.
Ohio.
That's right.
She's at Nebraska right now. Super talented.
Yeah, and we do get the cream of the crop here, so it is nice to see, just the talent from all over the country, and they're all kind of gathered here and
It's great.
bowling
Yeah.
together. So you really do get the best of the best.
It's true.
A lot of two-handers. I know we talk about that every year, but
A lot of
uh,
two-handers for sure.
there's a one-hander, but other than
More and more all the time
more
too.
and more.
I'm wondering if these lane so with the travel delays and everything, I'm thinking these lane assignments might not be the most up to date.
Oh, really?
So I might need to go in the break chat with Leanne. But I do see Brody, and I see Dane Clark, and do I see a Bruno over there? Don't see a Bruno. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out though. Anyway,
It's nice they all have name shirts on, which
I know.
it's mandatory.
well, it's not, but it should be because I need to know their names. But
It is nice when they
Yeah.
right. It's not mandatory, but most tournament bowlers
they
will have
do.
their name
Yeah.
on
Well,
because
theirs looks so good.
exactly. It looks great.
Yeah. See Joshua Brown up on
Awesome.
69.
So this is a 38-foot pattern,
It is. You have the pattern next to you.
and I was watching on the other side. Yep, a lot of some of the female bowler. A lot of people playing outside, even though it's still very tight out there. And
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of mishits to the right. So I was just kind of wondering, like, strategy. I guess they're still trying to break them down properly.
Well, the great Matt McNeil, who was sitting in your seat game one, he says the gutter is 5. He doesn't believe you should be playing right at 5, even though it's the short pattern, just based on boardwalk
Okay.
topography.
Okay.
He's bowled here a bit and says
He
that
knows his stuff, definitely. I
he
would
says
trust
that the gutter just doesn't really play here.
Yeah.
So it's short patterns are always a little tricky, and he was recommending some moves in and just treating 5 like it's the gutter. But I see it being very speed sensitive.
Yes.
Which I don't always enjoy patterns that are speed sensitive for myself. So I can relate to the bowlers because I don't have a good handle on maintaining my speed. Seems to fluctuate.
I will say that it doesn't look like there's a lot of area developing right now.
No,
You've pretty
yeah.
much got to thread a needle
Yeah.
up around 6, 7, like you were saying about 5 is
Yeah.
pretty much your
Gutter, right?
gutter. 6, 7, 8 looks good, but like you said, you've got to have it online and a good speed. And yeah, there's not a lot of forgiveness. It's a little more demanding than maybe the patterns last year. I think this is starting off just a little flatter and a little tougher. So, but it's the same for everybody.
It is.
Everybody's got their struggles with missing right, missing left. So
I seem to remember the long pattern being the pattern that everyone bowled really well on.
yes,
The third round.
yes. Last year, I remember very well Ethan Fiore
Yeah.
averaging 248 on Sunday on the long. And
Is he still a youth bowler or did he age out?
he's bowling PBA now.
Oh,
He
nice.
is bowling
good bowler.
very well. He's learning the ranks among professionals in the region.
That's
and
great.
He's really doing well locally in Tampa, bowling tournaments and phenomenal talent. So,
He is phenomenal. Yeah.
but yes, that was the long pattern. So yeah, and I think being it's the first squad, everybody's it's still early. This is that get loose, figure it out, get comfortable.
Totally.
Lanes haven't quite broke down yet, and yeah, I'm glad I'm watching.
Right? Yeah, I have. Looks like we have a little spam going on in the chat, so I'm gonna go and delete that because you can't do anything without a little spam anymore nowadays.
Ah, I'm not too aware. When I hear a spam, I think of emails.
I know,
Bad
right?
emails, right?
There's spammers everywhere.
Spammers.
I
Okay.
am looking also for some bios for those that have filled them out.
Christian just threw a really good shot on lane 67.
Nice.
Really good shot.
These kids are just ridiculously good.
They are.
When I grow up, I want to be like them.
I agree. I often think, what would I do if I could put my bowling experience, not that it's all that much, but if I could put my experience over the years, even though some of it's probably a little dated, but in one of these bodies of a youthful two-hander
Right?
with 560 revs, and I just wonder what kind of. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there thinking the same thing. Hey, wouldn't it be nice to,
Be a young.
comfortably throw it 18 miles an hour with all the revs and all the stamina in the world, and then have your experience and tournament savviness
Knowledge.
and all the different
Yeah.
But obviously it's
It's a whole.
they have
it's-
other challenges too with conditions that we didn't see even 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, and what's funny is a lot of them are so like look at like a Justin Bone, right? Who bowled one-handed for a long time and then switched to two-handed and now
Right.
can switch back and forth.
Yep.
Like
Talent. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just incredible. So these kids are incredibly talented. Mr. Ryland Brews on 69, past SYC champion. He just moved to Vegas.
Oh.
He
Okay.
was from the East Coast,
Okay.
and now he is Las Vegas, well, Nevada resident, just outside of
Okay.
Vegas. So
Okay.
new to that youth bowling scene out there.
Oh yeah.
There's quite a bit of bowling in Vegas still these days.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
So Ralph, tell us a little bit about. Have you been doing matchmakers?
I have.
What are the balls that are like the favorites right now?
Right now, we actually have one here Sunday at Boardwalk
Oh, nice.
in conjunction with the Pro Shop, the Bowler's Mark Pro Shop. Anthony Amadeo and Billy DeHaas.
Is it Sunday evening?
It is Sunday just after
Wow.
when this starts to wind down. We've got a squad at 2:30.
Oh, okay.
We'll have 8 lanes and then a squad at 4.
Wow.
And we will have the Fate here, the
Nice.
Zen U. Those have been really hot. We bring 4 current balls from Storm, mid to high end. We've got some Night Roads, some Infinite Physics.
So if any families were sticking around,
come on, sign. Yeah, come find Anthony at the Pro Shop and sign up, or just walk in. And it's a small fee to participate for an hour. I believe it's $15. It just covers your bowling and everything.
Yeah.
And great way to try out the new balls.
No kidding.
Reality Check, Idol Cosmos, RSTX3. That's been real popular.
Yeah.
So, there will be plenty to try. We've got 13, 14, and 15-pound bowling balls available. And we fit you in the switch grip system, and everybody has a good time.
I think that's a great program.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Try it before you buy. You can Christmas and that coming up.
It is time to
Yep.
start holiday shopping.
Yep.
I feel very behind this year. I normally have all my shopping done by now.
I forgot what shopping was, honestly. You just reminded me. Oh my.
It's coming, Ralph.
Oh
I
my
think Black
goodness.
Friday is like two
It is.
Fridays away.
It's close.
Thanksgiving's around the corner. I mean, I'm telling you, like, this year is flying.
Well, and speaking of coming up, the Zenyu
Yeah.
and the Storm Fate
Yep.
are releasing next week.
Totally. We just launched a fake contest
Yes.
yesterday, actually.
Yes.
So you can find out more information on the Storm Bowling Facebook page and probably our website. I don't know if we have the
Or
contest
both.
up yet, but
Both.
Yeah.
Always have a good concept. People love the contest.
they do. Yes.
It's fun when I'm out my travels, seeing, covering 5 states and meeting bowlers in the pro shops and whatnot. The ones that have won balls,
Oh, yeah,
I
they
run
tell you.
into them.
Yeah,
they
that's
tell
fun.
me, and it's
See,
like
it's legit.
it's pretty.
People.
I'm like, really? You won a ball? And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Here it is. I'm like, cool, good for you.
Yeah,
I
know,
never win
right?
anything.
Like, I know. It's people.
But Storm actually, they will deliver.
So some people, I kid you not, and this just started a couple years ago when, you get more spam emails now, right?
Right.
And so I have to ask people in their email to send me their shipping address. And sometimes I'll get phone calls at work where they're like, we just wanted to make sure it was legit before we gave you the shipping address because I didn't believe
Because
that
they
I
think they're
actually
getting
won.
spam.
Right. Like,
Right. You think you're getting spam? They're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Somebody's going to
right.
send me something? They want my address?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I going to get a
Right.
a
Which
strange
is-
person at
It's
my
so
house?
funny. But
You're getting a new bowling ball. It's
Yeah.
like, happy Merry Christmas.
right, and I had like literally the last contest. Literally, the guy called me, and I had this conversation with him, and he goes, He's like, he didn't believe it. It took me the whole conversation. I'm like, no, you really did win. You're gonna get a bowling ball, like, I promise. And he's like, what? No way. Like, just didn't believe me.
I can.
So, it's fun.
Yeah. Well, because most times you
I don't win
enter
any
that,
contest,
your odds are 1
right?
in a million,
Yeah.
if even that. And no, with Storm, it's like, yeah,
You're
your
literally
chances
emailing me.
are,
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's better than 1 in a million. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, it's easier to win a bowling ball than it is the lottery right now. Although those billion-dollar lotteries.
Yes, I was
man.
just I should have picked up tickets.
You
They sell
should've.
them here, don't they? They sell them in Florida.
I don't know. We can't get them in Utah, so we have
No,
to
I think
get
they
them.
got them here. Alabama does not have the lottery.
You
George,
are in a non-lottery
I'm
state
in a
too.
non-lottery state.
It's the worst thing ever.
It saves me money, though, I will
Yeah,
admit.
that's
Even though I
true.
know a person, we live.
Why doesn't Alabama allow the lottery?
It's just state law.
Huh.
It's just
I didn't know
whatever.
that.
Yeah, but we have Tennessee has a lottery, and we're about 30 miles. And I actually have a friend that I knew through bowling that won the lottery. He went up for 20 years and bought tickets in Tennessee for all his buddies, and he finally won the lottery. And now I don't see him anymore.
No way.
He's hiding in his nice house.
He really did
Yeah,
win the
yeah,
lottery. You
yeah.
know someone that won
Yeah,
the lottery?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
yeah. I won't mention any names over the
Yeah.
air. So
That's
just,
so cool.
yeah, he won. It wasn't. It
It wasn't
was.
like a massive one.
It was
but,
It wasn't the massive one, but it was. It
Good-
was,
it was
in
legit.
the millions, like
oh my gosh.
several million, not 200 million.
So he
but-
bought a new house.
Yeah,
Did he buy like?
and he still
anything?
bowls. He still
He's-
bowls. No, he.
Yeah.
I just probably wouldn't normally. He didn't like disappear because of the lottery, but
Right.
I still see him every now and then. But yeah.
Does he still work or no?
Yes, I think he does. Yeah.
Because then it's just you
Still
are just
does.
enjoying
Yeah,
life, right?
yeah.
Like it's no longer that you're
He
like,
works less. He used to work 2 jobs. Now he just has 1
oh.
and bowls a little more.
I,
But
I don't know anyone that's ever won like a big
I've met-
lottery.
I've met people, believe it or not,
But
that
you
have
mean-
won
yeah.
the lottery twice.
Oh,
No,
Don't tell me
no,
that.
no. It's weird because I think what they do is they have all this money and they go buy more tickets.
oh yeah,
So
right.
no, there was yeah.
Wow,
I mean, but I'm,
that's amazing. You meet a lot of people.
you meet a lot of people,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's
That's amazing.
but everybody, yeah.
I mean, I always watch this, like, well, I shouldn't say always, but I've seen the shows, like, I won the lottery. Like, they did that, like,
Right.
TLC show or whatever. But, I don't know. It's so funny how when the lottery gets big, the country, like, everybody's talking about the lottery. And then, and like Gary said, he's like, does no one care about winning, like, $500,000?
Right,
Like,
right.
because it could get big throughout. But
Yeah.
anyway. All right. We're completely off topic. Let's talk about the bowlers.
Okay, because this is not the lottery. This is more based on skill.
Yeah, but if I won the lottery, I would give back to the SYC. That's what I would do with my money. I'd make more
That's nice of
scholarship
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
because I enjoy it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Especially if it was that $1 billion lottery.
Oh yeah,
You could
totally.
really,
Yeah.
you could put a whole bunch of kids through college.
That's
That'd
right.
be fun.
Like, yeah. I don't think I'd stop working. I think I'd still work. Although I do have this dream of running away to Vermont for some reason. I don't even know where it came from. Can you go ask the front desk? Yeah. All right, we have a score adjustment. I should have just let him do it, but I always feel if I let them do it once, then
They're
I
on
feel like-
camera.
I
We can
know,
watch them.
I know.
They're on camera.
Yeah, we could instant replay that, and it did bounce out.
So let's see. We're with 7th frame.
Yes,
Let's see. We got a couple doubles.
Kyle's on a double. he actually
They're
he
tough.
went
They're playing
Brooklyn
tough.
on. Kyle went Brooklyn on this lane the last frame, and then he threw a really good shot on 68. So let's see if he made a little adjustment.
He's on 67.
Yeah,
Mr. Ohio.
yeah. Looks like he might have moved a little
He
bit, but
moved,
he got
yep.
it.
He discovered that shorter pattern in the middle.
It's hard.
And now I understand why everybody's playing right, because
Yeah.
the middle is
It's
playing
touchy.
a lot shorter, very touchy, no hold.
It's gonna fly.
And
I like Jake. Jake's outfit, he is very well put together today.
yes,
On lane 68.
yes.
Like the jersey, white pants. No one can tell Jake not to wear white after Labor Day. I feel like
That's right.
bowling clothes don't count. Like you can wear white year round in bowling. No one cares.
It's true. I can say I don't know if I'd be proud of this, but I've never wore white pants. Is that can you believe that?
I
Never
can't believe
wore
that
white
because you have a good style. You could pull
Yeah.
off white
Uh,
pants.
Maybe I'm missing my calling. Maybe I just need
I think you should try.
I need to
a
explore,
tournament.
you know.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice
that
shot
was
by
good.
Jake. Yeah, double right there.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, the scores are not high. So just keep working hard, kids.
Just
'Cause
grind away.
spares count, and
Joshua Brown up on lane 69. Working on a few spares.
he's playing very far to the right
Uh-oh.
with a pitch black. And it was working, but last couple frames hasn't been what he wanted to do.
I think he's going to cover this 1-2-10.
I feel that too. I can get along
He's-
with that.
He's picked a split. He's left a couple splits. This is obviously a split, but I think he's on. He's looking sharp. Blaze Denny making a good shot there.
Really good shot.
He seems to have a good speed for this condition.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Our friend Morgan Brookover, who is I think she's Morgan, are you a freshman? I think you're a freshman in college now. Can't remember if she's a freshman or no, she's a sophomore.
Sophomore.
We've lost her for 2 years. So
Oh.
sad. But anyway, Morgan asked what the pattern is. Short pattern,
38 feet.
38 feet. Shay says two-handed only tournament. Nope, it's not two-handed only.
Which I kind of consider 38 feet more in the medium range, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm old school. I think a short being anywhere from 26 feet to maybe 34. Maybe I guess you could count 36 feet as being in the longer,
I always
short
think like
version.
35.
38 is pushing 40.
I know,
mean,
yeah. Our short patterns have
40
been
is
getting
long.
longer and longer. I feel like we
Yeah.
need to talk to Kegel
Yeah.
because I'm a fan of short patterns
Short would
because
be
I like to play the gutter.
32 feet. That to me is right in
32
the sweet
feet.
spot. That's short.
I'm not bowling on your tournament.
That's
32 feet
Is that too
very
short for you? That's too
Yeah, I'm
short?
out.
okay.
35. I'm like
See,
33, 34, 35. But I do like playing 5. I'm a fan of getting out to the gutter and
Oh yeah.
hanging out.
You bowled well at nationals a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You weren't playing the gutter, but you
No.
were second arrow and you
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah, my nickname is 8-board because I
Yeah.
like the 8-board.
you,
I like to hang out on the
yep,
8-board.
you were.
If I could play the 8-board, watch out.
Mhm.
anywhere else, it gets ugly.
There's a lot of patterns these days, though. A lot of patterns that the 8-board is kind of the sweet spot.
It is.
That's not a bad
Yeah.
place to,
Yeah.
it's definitely not a bad place to camp out.
Nope. I
Short,
like it.
long, you can kind of do
Yeah.
some damage at 8.
Yeah. I don't have the rev rate to do anything inside, so I mean, I watch these boys and I'm like, man, can I have a quarter of your
Can I
rev rate?
borrow about 250 revs and you still have plenty left?
That's what I'm feeling. Like, it's unbelievable. Some of these kids, but it's great. It's a really the future is very bright as Mr. Jackson steps up on 68
Yes.
Jackson Day. Another nice I Am Bowling jersey. There's so many different options for I Am Bowling. I love that you can go to their website and check out all their designs. And I mean, hardly ever, every once in a while, there'll be an SYC jersey that the kids will really love, and they'll all be wearing the same jersey. But
Right.
for the most part, everyone's wearing an I Am Bowling jersey, but they're not wearing the same jersey. There's so many designs,
True.
which is so cool.
Which is what you want. People always want to be unique and have their own style and
Right.
and have something just a little bit different.
Although this blue jersey seems to be popular on this lane. We've got 3 of those.
Yes.
It is a very popular.
What's that print called? That white up there?
Yeah,
there's
I
a name
don't-
for that, and I can't.
I know, and
What's the name
it's
for that?
this is a very nice jersey. It's like solid, but has a little pattern in it.
Stylish. Yes.
You know, it looks like something Leanne would wear. Leanne wears jerseys like this,
Yep.
and I think I'm gonna tell her you need to steal this design for one of your PWBA jerseys because she would like that.
We'll get some pictures and
Yeah.
make sure she.
Yeah, send it to her.
Yes. All right, so we're.
9th frame.
Yep. We've got some strikes on the board, some doubles. Looks like they're figuring out the lanes and trying to close strong here because, like I said, the scoring pace is fairly a little low. It's a little tough right now.
Yeah, I could pull up.
190 is a good game.
Let me look
Yeah,
at bowl
pull up.
metrics because we're near the end of the game. Should be. And our scores can be found bowlmetrics.com. It's the official score of the SYC. All right, so this is U18 boys. Let's just see what is leading after. So, oh my goodness. Garrett Andrews had 247. Jack Pearson had 247. So those two
Wow.
are tied for first. But actually, there were a lot of 200s. So the top 24 had a 200 the first game. But it's not really like tons of high scores. So 180, 190, you're still in it. Lots of 180s. So I am surprised that side must be the high scoring side
It must.
because I didn't see.
Although I saw some low scores over there, but
Although Jackson Day had a 226 game one. He's on this pair.
okay.
I don't know. It's a tricky day.
And the lanes are transitioning game two
two is
here.
the hardest.
So that's probably what we're seeing here. It's they were able to get lined up in practice, but now you move pairs, 10 lanes over, things can get a little tricky.
Yeah.
There was a
Good
good shot. Yeah.
What's your favorite pattern to bowl on? Although
Oh,
I
boy.
ask you this question with a disclaimer, so go ahead, answer it, and then
I like oil. I like to throw it on the slower side. I used to throw it very hard when I was younger, but
Okay.
now I prefer having a little softer touch and using some surface. So I don't know. I mean, pattern, I don't really probably have a favorite one. It would just depend on whatever was that day, but I kind of like something that plays tight and a little bit longer, probably in the 42 to 44 range. I don't like seeing my ball hook a whole lot. It's just not in the way I was brought up bowling. You just didn't see your ball hook a lot, so the shorter patterns they can get to me a little bit when the ball's moving a lot. I'd rather see a little straighter greater action and playing the gutter. I bowled pretty well at nationals this year this year.
Yeah.
Playing out further, like you, kind of playing
Right.
out around 5. I like that.
Yeah.
So if they're a little
Out
tighter
was-
and I can play 5, I like it, or deep, and I don't mind any line as long as I feel like the ball's not going to hook off my hand, and I like a little hold. I'm spoiled. I like a little oil in the middle.
Sure.
If it's a reverse block, I don't like that.
So yesterday in the Q&A, after I asked that question, I realized what the great Norm Duke said to the kids in the Q&A yesterday.
What was that? I missed that.
So one of the questions was, "What's your favorite pattern to bowl on?" And Norm replied and said, "I've never had a favorite pattern to bowl on because then you have a least favorite pattern to bowl on." And he never wanted to have a least favorite.
I like that.
And I listened to that and I'm like, that is fantastic.
That's some true Norm wisdom.
I'll tell you what, he was dropping all the wisdom
That's
yesterday.
wisdom of 50 years of experience. And yes.
Norm is great. He's fantastic. If you ever get the chance to listen to Norm speak, do it. And he always tells different stories. So even if you've heard him talk once, you should go and hear him talk again.
Yeah. He just has a lot of knowledge, and he doesn't repeat the same stuff. He's just always. Look at that strike from Kyle.
I've never thrown a messenger like that. Have you ever thrown a messenger like that?
Not like that. I've
a
gotten
dagger.
a few to roll over, but not like that. Mine look more like they're in slow motion.
Yeah.
They're like replay messengers.
Right. It's like the rack is coming down and the pin is still rolling, and then that's how I feel. That was
and they make you feel good.
They do.
I mean, there's nothing like a messenger that says, "Ha ha, 10-pin.
Yeah, really.
I got you."
Yeah, I don't have to shoot you. It's great. So Mr. Kyle, he just could really not get out of this game without some splits, I think.
Yeah.
He got a little caught in the transition.
Now he's posting up and found the break point a little further right. I think on the left lane he was just, his break point wasn't far enough to the right. He was struggling getting that ball to just get to the spot. He knew it, he just couldn't quite get it there, and looks like he's real comfortable on this lane.
The great Dell Ballard has entered the chat. Good morning, Dell. Thanks for joining us. We've been live streaming for an hour now.
Hello, Dell. Patch here, reporting for duty.
Dell Ballard's daughter, Alyssa Ballard, who used to bowl in the SYC, and many of the girls who used to bowl at the SYC that now go to Vandy, they shot 300 yesterday.
I heard that. Yes, I
That's
saw
so
that on
cool.
Facebook. That was
Yeah,
amazing. That's hard to do.
Yeah, right? Congratulations.
It looks easy until, because everybody has to do their part. But getting everybody synced up is not easy.
And how nervous are you if you're throwing you're nervous in a normal 300 game, but
right.
But 4 people depending on you to throw that 12th shot in that game. Whew. That's it. That's a lot of nerves.
Plus, when you're bowling a singles 300, you've thrown the front 9.
Yeah.
With Baker, you haven't thrown.
Right.
So it's kind of on you to go. Oh, I've only thrown one other strike.
Right.
Now I've got to show up. I'm not locked in maybe as you think I am.
And you're not making the transitional moves, so you have to trust your team.
Yes.
To tell you what's happening and.
Teamwork. You're right.
Man,
teamwork's unbelievable. Hard. That is harder to do than what it appears.
So congratulations.
Yeah.
A lot of these youth bowlers go on to bowl in college, and it's very fun to watch and see where they go.
That is wonderful that they have those opportunities to be able to be on a team and have all those travel experiences and ups and downs and coaching and education, and I think it's great. I'm sure it makes it go a lot faster through the 4 years, even though you're busy, but I'm sure it makes it go amazingly.
Agreed. So Blaze, he'll be in the. Oh, I don't want to jinx him. Get this
Oh,
bear.
get it? No.
Oh, I
He
kind
had a
of
good
jinxed
game
him. I
going.
thought
He
it.
had a great game going.
202 is still a good game.
Very solid out
Yeah.
there for right now. But
He's not gonna be happy with that.
one bad shot that cost him. And that's how bowling is. Sometimes it can slip away in one frame, and you just got to get it back. And how many games today? 5?
They bowled 5
6?
this morning,
Okay.
and then 5 this afternoon.
Okay.
So 10 games total, but
So
we'll take
nice.
a lunch break.
Nice.
So now they're heading into game 3. So we're gonna take a short break. We will be right back.
All right.
I'm not sure who's gonna be joining me, but someone will be in here with me. So we'll be back. All right, we are back. We are watching Game 3 of competition at the SYC Florida event. In front of us, we have Silas Moats. On this pair, we'll also have Dylan Murray, who you just saw on lane 67, Jacob Neubauer, Taylor Newton, Garrett Nelson, and Xavier Newell. And on the pair next to them, we have Christian LaCory, Emmanuel Martin, Edwin Mercado, Joseph Ledebar, and Brady Longnecker. And Josh Mislanich, who you see on lane 69 in the Hawaiian jersey. And I am joined by a past SYC parent, but an awesome part of our Storm family, Mr. Peter Dohan. Peter, how are you doing?
Good, doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. All right, Peter, so you lived the life of an SYC parent for a few
Yes.
years. Yes, and now Ian is off at college.
Right, Mount Marcy.
Yes, at Mount Mercy. Yes. So how is life going after youth bowling?
Life going after youth bowling. It's actually great because I'm still coaching as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
like I got into coaching because of my son, and it was going through his high school years, and I wanted him personally to bowl in college. That way, when he went, if he went off to college outside of Tampa, he'd have something to do that was comfortable. And because when I went to college, I didn't know anybody or anything like that. So it's
Sure.
a big change for, especially somebody that's in their teens. So I want him to go to college and just have bowling as not just as a passion, but something that would make him comfortable with being 20 hours away from home, being
Yeah,
in
just
Iowa.
a little bit, right?
Just a little bit, yeah. Just right down the street.
Yeah,
Just
really.
right down the street.
Oh man, but yeah, and I think a lot of families will feel that same way. I mean, it's great that they not only they have something to do, they have a way to meet new friends.
Right.
Um,
Exactly. Especially for him, like the first year was a little rough because it was something new.
Yeah.
But now this year he's actually rooming with guys on the team.
Nice.
So now there's like the camaraderie and stuff like that. So I think he's more comfortable this year compared to last year
yeah.
with the bowling and then school and things like that. Now that he's got more, the friends that he'll have for a long time that he met from on the team. That was part of the reason why I want him to go to college and do that. Those friends that you meet, they're going to be lifelong friends.
100%. Yeah, totally. We talk about that a lot. And I bowled in college, and I was just in my college bowling teammate's wedding
Right. Awesome.
last year.
Yeah.
So like it is lifelong friends, and yeah. So you've been coaching a little bit this morning. Some of the youth bowlers that are
Right.
bowling out here. So what have you seen on this tricky short pattern?
The tricky thing about it is I think the length. The length is 38, so a lot of times when we look at the lengths of the patterns, we're thinking short. Everybody's perception of what short is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I was bowled professionally and stuff, short was like 36.
Sure.
So now with these kids with the higher rev rates, the stronger bowling balls, the shorts now are more like 40 and less.
Right.
Because even like I bowl regionals and the kid, the guy, well, I say kids, but because I'm older, I'm a 50-year-old grandpa here. They like to use the urethane and stuff to control the pocket on it, where that these days gets a little tricky when you're a youth bowler because your skill level, you might not be as accurate as you'd like to be. You might not throw it the same as much you'd like to, but the urethane is really about surface.
Yeah.
So when you're in this 38-foot type of pattern, some want to use urethane because that's what they want to do, and others want to use other balls. So it just gets a little tricky because the skill level. That's all.
Right.
Not
Well,
that.
and we were talking about that, Ralph and I actually. We were saying, man, this is a longer short pattern, but you bring up a great point with the rev rates.
Right.
You do need it to be a little longer, and Kegel always takes care of us with the length
Right.
patterns.
Oh
so
yeah, they do a great job.
They do, yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure, but now you're familiar with this area, right?
Correct.
'Cause- So
Well, I'm a
Boardwalk,
More from Tampa, but yeah, in the
You-
kind of the area.
but there's a lot of bowling at Boardwalk, right?
Yes,
You
there's
bowled here a lot.
compared to like in Tampa, we don't have the high school bowling isn't as big in Tampa. We have
Yeah.
the private schools and stuff like the little schools. But over on this, basically get from Orlando, if you go east, there's so much college bowling, and they just had the state championships here last week.
Okay.
So this place gets packed, and there's a lot of kids, and a lot of the kids that bowled that last week are here as well.
Yeah, and it's a great tournament facility. I mean,
Yes.
this is a great place to host tournaments. It's huge. It's
Right.
so much settee area for the parents. It's just awesome. So So what do you miss about traveling with Ian? Is there anything that
What I
you
miss about actually to have the guy, the kid with me.
Yeah.
I went and bowled the senior tour this summer, and I was traveling by myself because my wife's working from home and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And all the drive, I mean, the miles that I logged this summer it was
A
a lot.
lot, right?
It's the first time I've bowled professionally in like 16 years. So
Yeah.
when I committed, I'm like, I'm going to do as much as I can.
Right.
And I was an idiot. I drove all the way out to Vegas because it was just cheaper, and we had tournaments on the way back. But just having somebody else in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're youth, and I know there's parents out there going, well, when we drive somewhere, they're not really talking to us. Yeah, they're not. They're on their devices and doing stuff, and they're watching YouTube. They're doing things. But just to have that other person in the car, it really it kind of helps.
You're not alone or
yeah,
whatever.
you're not alone. Yeah. You're in the middle of nowhere. You're like, man, I just bored.
So PBA 50 tour.
Yes.
You guys bowl a lot on the
Yeah,
PBA
I was
50
shocked.
tour. Yeah.
I was shocked. Okay, I bowled regionals for in the early 2000s, and
Yeah.
we bowled like for an hour and a half of practice. And when I saw the schedule and they're like 3 hours of practice, I'm like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah.
So like after the first 3 events, I mean, I felt I was like in pretty good shape, and I was just having my muscles were a little sore. I'm like, but 3-hour practice sessions are long, and then the amount of games we bowl, and then there's not as much downtime, but there is a little bit. So
Yeah, no, I see that a lot. So there was a comment in the chat that is bull metrics down from Stephanie Alexander. I do think we're having some technical difficulties with bull metrics. Leanne seemed a little concerned when I went into the tournament office, but
plus there was a couple of pairs where the practice broke down.
yes,
So they're a little bit behind. So it might
Yeah.
be just a little bit behind waiting for
Slow.
those pairs.
Yeah, so hang in there. Bull metrics is fantastic, so I'm sure it'll be
Yeah,
It'll be
they
fine.
do a great
Yeah.
job.
just stay with us. But yeah, no, we were joking with Norm when he retired this year because we were like, oh, are you gonna go on the PBF 15 tour? And he's like, they bowl more than the kids tour.
Yeah. What's funny too is I call them old guys, even though I'm one of them.
Yeah.
They're just whining about how many games they bowl, and I'm like, I'm a rookie out there. I'm going, you guys are whining about how many games? Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm the youth guy out
Right,
here.
yeah.
I want to bowl as many games as possible.
Yeah.
So, but there's still the talent out there is just crazy with Barnes and Tom Hess, and Parker won 4 times.
Yeah. He had a
And
great year.
and there's so many great older bowlers that are bowling out there, and it was great that like Bowl TV picked us up over the summer, so they
Yeah.
had people had streaming. I mean, that's where bowling's going right now.
Right.
You got
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
and Facebook and Instagram. You got all these reels. You got YouTube going on, which I watched a couple of the events on live stream on the PBA Tour YouTube page. So, I mean, I know we want to be on TV, but I mean, streaming is where it's at now. That's where
Yeah.
you need to get.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they should do some deals with like Netflix and like the NFL's on Amazon Prime on
yeah.
Thursdays. Like it'd be great if bowling just
Right.
streamed every week, right?
Whereas, we just need that one person to get in there, to get in there and
Yeah.
promote it and stuff.
It'd be great.
But-
So Taylor Newton up here, he has a tricky spare. Let's see if he can convert it, and he does.
Nice.
And then we have Silas Moats. I'm gonna see if we have some bios on these kids because I don't
Okay.
know all of them.
But that one went Brooklyn.
This left lane over here, I don't know. I've been watching all day, and I
Right.
can't say that I know what they did on the first game, but it's really hooking early in the
Yeah.
middle
Well,
on
what-
the left lane only.
What makes this place great is we like to call it bays. There's like 4 different bays here.
Oh yeah,
You have 1 through 20 something over there. Then you have the second one, which is up through 49 or up to 48. Then you have 49 right here through 66. And this 67 through 80, this side of the house, basically 49 through 80, is where they usually have a lot of the tournaments.
oh okay,
So the lane play on this side gets a little more used for tournaments
gotcha.
than the opposite side.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's more like the house shot side, so open bowling, things like that. And we have tournaments more on this side.
that makes sense.
So the topographies and stuff like that might be just a little different from
Yeah.
what we call, like I said, bays to bays. Like basically from 51 to like 59, those pairs get a little tricky because they're a little earlier in
yeah,
a sense. And then these tend to be a little tighter, maybe in the front.
yeah,
And then like the 1 through 24 might be like we like to call like a little swirly, depending on how you play them.
sure.
So this all depends. That was Taylor have a nice shot. That one, he pured that one, 10 back.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mr. Dylan Murray here. He throws it okay. One hand. Oh, geez, I jinxed
a little,
him.
a little light.
Little light, but he throws it pretty good. His mom just started coaching at Milligan.
Oh, nice.
He's wearing the
He's-
Milligan jersey
He-
today.
see, he's doing what a kid's supposed to do: promote his mom's job.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Murray boys also helped us this weekend. I'll give them all a shout out because
Nice.
Gavin helped in the check-in room, Dylan's younger brother,
Nice.
getting some community service hours. And Gavin and Dylan and young Ellie Kate were all carrying things in for the Iron Bowling team.
Nice.
So they were put to work this weekend.
Building character.
Yeah, exactly, right? We always love it when the kids help us. So are you going to head out on the PBA 50 tour again this year?
Yes.
Yeah, full tour?
Gonna try.
Yeah.
This first year was rookie. I tried to bowl as much as I could.
Right.
And then just wasn't. Can't say I bowled bad. I just wasn't getting the results, and everybody's so focused on results. So I did learn
Absolutely.
so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go and head out again. I'm gonna try to bowl as much as I can. Take what I learned this past year and add it to it for next year, and see if I can get better results.
Nice. Yeah.
That was a nice shot.
That was a really nice shot.
They say you can see he looks like he's using a pitch black and nice and smooth.
Yeah.
And when it comes to urethane, it's just particular to the bowler. Like me, I'm a lower rev rate, a little
Yeah.
straighter.
Yeah.
So when it comes to urethane, like the pitch black wasn't strong enough for me.
That's how I feel.
Right?
Yep.
But now we got that new one out there, the old Zen U.
Yeah.
That one.
You like that one?
That one, yeah. I've only thrown it a little bit because I just got it last week and drilled it
Yeah.
up. But even on our 42-foot house shot, that thing hooks a lot, and it makes a nice shape. So I'm excited about it to use it on a short pattern that I bowl. I mean, I don't use it during league, but bowling on the patterns, the shorter ones, to have that ball shape in the bag is just, yeah, I'm very excited about that one.
I had the same experience. The urethane balls, I couldn't get them to do anything.
Right.
But the UC3 for me has been my favorite
Right.
of anything.
Yeah. Well, for our lower rev rate, we need the core help.
Yeah.
But then if you don't drill it the right way,
Yeah.
too strong or too weak, and then
Yeah.
we're like fighting it, and we're like,
Yep.
great. So you have to have that sweet drilling on it for our rev rate category, I think.
Yeah.
Where these, even with the kids, when they're throwing the higher rev rates, and
Yeah,
they're,
these guys don't need to be listening to us complain about lower rev
Yeah.
rate right now. Sorry, guys.
hey, I get it all the time on social media. Oh, you don't hook it enough. You know this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm accurate.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, and it's about bowling ball shape nowadays more than hooking it a lot. So
Now, so you obviously have been bowling a long time, right? And
Yes.
you've been in the sport a long time.
right.
Now, was it always a dream to go out full time on tour like you are for the PBA 50?
Yes,
or-
actually, yes. In the early 2000s, after I graduated college,
Yeah.
I was like, this is my dream. This is what I wanted to do.
Right.
So I headed out. I was on a different staff at the time.
Sure.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
And then
We'll keep it under.
I went out there, and then the way the PBA was organized was if you went through the regional program, which I did, we had in the South, we were blessed. We had like 40 tournaments a year compared to other regions. But it
is
was
great.
about points. So every
Oh, yeah.
tournament you bowled in, you get a point system, and it was just the top bowler of the 7 regions that went. So it was very hard, very
Sure.
cutthroat.
Yeah.
So I did that for about 5 years full time, and the year that 05-06 was the best year I had on the regional circuit. I was player of the year that year, and I actually came in second in points.
Nice.
I won the most money that year, but I came in second in points.
Wow.
I lost to John May,
Okay.
and
He's
then
all right.
so he went out there to bowl, and then I went and bowled the Rabbits for that first year,
Yeah.
and it was even harder to do that.
Right.
So, but at that time, after doing it for 5 years, it was just family was coming in. He was
Yeah.
getting older. He was 4, and my wife was taking care of everything at home. And she was like, "Listen, something's got to change." And I'm like, "But this is my dream."
Right.
And so I just had to make a decision. And bowling was the way it was going was not going down, but it was very hard at that time to get out there.
It was
A lot of good bowlers, a lot
Right.
of good up and coming. So I decided to go back home, be with the family, spent years of, and then as Ian grew older and he was into bowling, I was like, I miss it now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was his fault.
Yeah.
I was out
I'm
of it.
sure, like going to tournaments with him really did kind of
Yeah, it
spark
did.
it again.
It got the juices flowing again,
Yeah.
and I noticed that the game was changing. There was a lot more going on with the bowling balls and the patterns and lane play. So it was totally different from when I bowled. But yeah, once he got into it, I got excited about it again, and I started practicing. And I would show you a video from back then, but I threw it horrible after like having an injury and just getting older
Sure.
and working full time and stuff like that. But I'm throwing a lot better than I did then.
That's awesome.
Now. But yeah, and then like when I turned 50, when I was getting closer, when I turned 45, I was like, man, I'm 5 years away. So
Yeah.
really started getting into it more. With him was helping me, and then I got in touch with Ralph and stuff because he's our sales
Regional.
manager,
Yep.
and built a relationship again. He was helping and stuff like that. So it really, I got back into it, and
Yeah.
now I'm on staff. Now I'm a staffer, and
Yeah.
I'm out bowling the 50 tour. So it's been great, and I'm enjoying it.
That's great. Well, I love that, and I love that because we talk to the kids a lot. You know, a lot of these kids at this age, they know they want to go and bowl in college.
Right.
Some of them know they want to go and bowl on the PBA tour. But just like you just said, life happens,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But you never know what's going to happen. And the PBA 50 tour is a great opportunity. There's a lot of bowlers on the tour
Right.
that did want to bowl or wanted to bowl full time, but life just happened. I mean,
Right.
Tom Hess is a perfect example,
Right.
actually, because
Yes.
he always wanted to bowl all the time, but
Right.
it just didn't always work out. And he became one of the better amateurs. He went and won the Masters.
Right.
Like, so it's PBA 50 is a really awesome opportunity for.
What I think is a really good opportunity, which in the early 2000s, I wish we would have had when the tour was kind of going down,
Yeah.
was the social media.
Oh yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, like yesterday, there was a couple of girls. They were vlogging. They were all like nervous. Oh my, we're vlogging.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Right.
I have the YouTube channel, the Facebook, the
Yeah.
Instagram, all that stuff, and they're like, oh, you're just an old bowler doing it. But that's the way bowling is now.
Yeah. You have to.
You have to be out. You have to do the but the only way it's going to get promoted now, because we're not on TV. We are on TV, but it's
Yeah.
not as much as it.
No, and it's hard to watch because you don't always know what the schedule is.
Right. But you can go on YouTube and stuff, and bowling's there. I have
Yeah.
a woman that I coach. She's a little bit older than me, and she's passionate about bowling.
Sure.
Bowling. Now, does she average 200? No, but she loves the sport. She goes in there and practices as much as she can with her time because she works full time. But she, on YouTube, because of YouTube, she watches Japanese bowling at midnight.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
she's
funny.
up in. So the way that's right now, if you're whatever bowling you're doing, whether you don't have to be good or bad, if you're out there and you're passionate about the sport, the availability to watch it is out there.
It is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, agree 100%. So Mr. Xavier got away with that one. He has a nice little 6-bagger.
Nice.
Not bad. Spare 6-bagger. Jacob Neubauer, who's up on 67. He's got some fans in the chat. Mike Ryan is cheering
Not bad.
him on.
Not sure the last shot I saw him, last frame, a little tire line, that was a little bit
Yeah.
out, but that recovered nicely.
Yeah. I believe Jacob is part of the. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Jacob is part of the Ohio crew. I think he is. Could be wrong though.
That I'm not
Let
sure.
me know. Let me know.
We're 2 years out of my son bowling, and I have
There's a lot of
There's
kids,
a lot of
right?
kids. I have never. I mean, I don't travel as much as I did, but when I came in, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the whole landscape has changed. But it's still great to see all these kids traveling and bowling.
So much talent, and these parents are just like yourself with
Right.
Ian. They're so committed to their children.
That's
and so
awesome.
committed to giving them opportunity. I mean, look at this. So this week, I mean,
Ooh.
it was not easy to travel down here
Oh,
this
right.
week, and these
Yeah.
families still made it, and they wanted to bowl. And I mean, if we had canceled, I think people would have been more mad at us than if
Right.
we were like. I mean, it's just incredible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Converted the
little-
washout right
nice
there. That was
little-
awesome.
Yeah, it's tricky. I always look like he looks when I leave a washout like that. I'm like mad that I left it, and then I'm equally mad that
Yeah.
I picked it up.
Well,
Like,
I will say one thing. When now my kid is out. He's in college. Coaching got a whole lot easier.
oh yeah,
Because now I don't have to worry about all those little looks and stuff when they give me. Like at the youth bowler, the Brent that I'm coaching this weekend,
Yeah.
he threw one and he got a messenger, and it was. I mean, me and you, we'd probably be all excited. We're like, we got a. He gave me the old stink eye, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that didn't carry right. I mean, even though it did, he's like, "Mer." I'm like, the reactions are so funny.
Yeah,
They're so
they're-
mad that if it's not just like perfect.
yeah. It is funny. And they throw some sick messengers too.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
Really nice shot. Yeah.
Nice for a 4-bagger. That's nice.
Yeah,
Or a hand bone,
solid.
whichever you want to prefer.
Yeah, exactly. Totally solid. These boys are figuring it out on this pair.
Yes.
They're liking well, and we're hitting that point where the transition maybe happened last game,
Correct.
and so now it's kind of getting a little, especially if people are using urethane, they're
Yeah.
finding some hold.
Yeah, the back ends are probably getting smoothing out a little bit, so the ball reaction. Well, that one just took off.
Yeah,
That didn't read the back of the lane at all.
not at all. Yep.
But that's a lot of part of teaching too. There's transitions always happening, no matter where you're at.
Right.
So it's how to read it, make sure you make the right shots, and analyze what the ball's doing. See, like,
Ooh.
ooh,
It's
that was
getting
nice.
tight down there
Yeah.
on this pair. That was a good shot though.
That's what's tricky about urethane, like that.
Yeah.
He threw it good, nice and smooth, and it just down lane was a little questionable.
Yep.
Might have read it a little earlier compared to the last one. But now, if that was a Zen U, that probably would have made the pocket good
True
compared
dat.
to the pitch black. Even
Yeah.
though the pitch black's good,
I think the Zenu like fits right in between pitch black and UC3 is what the guys
Yes.
at Storm told me. So I'm on the I need to drill a reactive ball. I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm throwing my UC3 too much. Like,
but if it works, it works.
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. All right, let's see this one. Yeah, see, that one's a little
Oh.
better. You got a little farther right down lane.
yeah.
See how Silas throws it? Oh, that's left. Oh.
Yeah. See, this
Should we hold our
lane-
hand up?
I know, right? This lane, if you set it down early in the middle, it's gone
Yeah.
on 67. It's just so early hook right now.
Which is weird, too, because like I said, this bay, usually the fronts are a little tighter, but with the shorter pattern, the way it's playing.
Yeah.
Plus, too, yesterday, this is where they had the long.
Yeah.
So now you oil the next day with the short, so they're going to be a little tricky.
Well, and I just remembered game one we had U15 bowlers on it.
That too. So yeah, the
so
way they
may
throw,
have-
yep,
yeah,
they're slower speeds.
right.
They might, use more of the lane,
Yeah,
shape it a little bit more compared to the older bowlers where they're going to be more precise.
yeah. Let's see if
That's one thing. One thing I think in bowling that I've seen coaching wise that I don't think we explain enough about is about the environment you bowl in.
yeah,
We bowl league. That's in one environment. The kids come out here and bowl this. This tournament is its own environment. Junior Gold is just of environment all itself. You'll never see that environment anywhere else other than Junior Gold, which is when I have youth bowlers that are moving up. Please go bowl that tournament. It's not about winning it or doing how well you do. That experience of all those families and youth bowlers in one place at one time, it's just amazing. Like I
Yeah.
still go and coach.
yeah.
I went, even though Ian's in college. This year I'm going to go again. Last year I went, and I had like 6 or 7 kids that I coached. They're not going to get that experience anywhere else.
No.
And it's even when you get into adults, we
You
don't
don't
have that
have it.
experience. I mean, we
Yeah.
have the nationals and stuff like that. You get a group
Right.
together, but just as their age bracket, that experience is just amazing. If we had that when we were younger, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that would have been great.
These kids are very lucky with all the opportunities that they have.
Right.
It's incredible. All right, Xavier's stepping up. I'm not gonna jinx him, but
yeah,
it's
don't,
the ninth
don't.
grade.
We'll see.
Let's watch. I mean, I'm still gonna jinx him.
It looks like he's throwing to reality.
Yeah. I like Xavier's game. He's bowled a few SYCs. His mom is so nice. Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Such a friendly family. You need help? You can go.
Oh, he said I could hold my hand up next time.
Oh, okay. All
He
right.
didn't mind. That was nice.
Thanks,
That was a good
Silas.
shot.
That's funny.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Silas just came and told me like when he leaves the 5-pin again, I can hold my hand up.
We will, Silas. That's funny. And Xavier got his strike. So
yeah,
he
it was a good shot.
He is spare striking through 9 frames.
Almost a mess.
Yep.
Almost. See, that's the messages we would get. That's the lazy ones. Yeah, they would come
mine
across
actually would land in the half of the lane.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
he'd land where the head pin's
Yeah.
supposed to be and just stop, and I'd be like, yeah, that's about as far as I
Like
can throw it.
since the kids are all into all these messengers, I started on my social media. I have a come on messenger.
Oh, nice.
So I get it going across, and I never forget them. But like just for fun and stuff like that, I got to throw it out there.
Funny. That's cute. I love that. Come on, messenger.
Yeah, come on,
You
messenger.
need like a T-shirt.
I'm getting there. I can
Make
get
it
the
a whole
merch.
thing.
I'm gonna, like it's a little slower. Trying to build up the old, the
Okay.
YouTube and stuff like that. I'm still getting there.
Yeah.
For an older guy, not bad.
Yeah.
And then
That's some merch.
then some merch going
Yeah.
on. Yeah,
That's funny. Oh man.
that's where it's at. That's where bowling where it's at.
Tell him.
Streaming merch.
Merch is legit.
Yeah.
You have to have merch. Silas, we
Silas.
don't want to leave
Up,
it.
up, do it.
Oh.
Looked like it's a little too firm with that one. Ball never really
Just
got
that angle is so touchy. Like you can't get it out to 5.
right. I think on that one, the way it looked, his angle was good. I think
Yeah.
it's the speed in the front. He just threw a little too
Oh.
firm. He was like, he really wanted that shot
Yeah,
in a sense, so he threw a little firmer.
I get it. I get it, Silas. You want to impress us. It's all right.
They might have been thinking, man, I hope I don't leave another 5-pin.
Yeah, really. I mean, technically, the 5-pin is up there.
Yeah.
Technically. Just saying. Just kidding. Just kidding, Silas. Good.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought that was a spare. I thought you had it there.
Xavier's up. Let's see how we can go
All
in the
right,
10th here.
Xavier. Let's see this.
Oh, that's left. Oh, it held though. Almost. Oh,
Oh.
ring of 10.
All right.
That's not a
all
bad
right.
shot at
That's
all.
a really good run. This guy have a great game. Let me see how Bullmetrics is doing over here. Man, Garrett Andrews is putting on a clinic today. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
He's averaging 240 after
Nice.
a few games.
Yeah, definitely 67, 68 transitioning for these guys.
Garrett Andrews went 247, 219, 256.
Nice. Killing it.
Yeah. Trevor Ashby is in third. James Trukowski is second. Jacob Ballinger. But, you know, the scores, scores are high
Right.
at the top, but it's still, they're not super high.
Yeah, that's right. You're always going to have this way. It
Yeah.
always happens. You have few kids or bowlers. I wouldn't say just kids.
Yeah.
At any event you're at. Some guys that match up really well early, and then there might be some other guys or bowlers that towards the end of the block that match up with
Exactly.
how the lanes transition. Just all depends on how they
Yeah.
see it and the adjustments that they make.
Just make your spares, right?
Exactly. That's a good shot.
Really good shot. And
Corbin. Still a good game though. 268.
very nice.
Nice.
Nice game, Xavier. See Mom back there clapping. I love all the support in the chat right now. All the parents are coming in and dropping
Nice.
some messages. So keep the support coming. Kids will watch it back, and maybe they feel your support through the chat telepathically, right?
Yes. Oh, that's left.
On the hook and lane. You don't want to
No,
miss left
yeah.
on that lane. I mean, you don't want to miss left on either lane, but
Let's see how Jacob throws it. Looks pretty good. And just a little high. That's not a bad shot.
It
Just picked
was
up a little early.
yeah. It's a good shot. It's for Garrett. Oh,
Oh,
all right. It's all right. He'll come back next game.
Got plenty-
167.
yeah.
It's not
We're only in game 3 out of 15. Plenty-
exactly, right? Still early in the tournament for sure.
Like we have even somebody Facebook live in front of us while we're live streaming.
I'm telling you what, we always have like stream within a stream. Like I could go put my camera over there and have a stream the stream
Right.
with streaming the live stream. It's just all the inceptions.
Yeah, that lane's starting to hook a lot early. Whoever's coming to this pair next, I hope they notice it.
Oh, maybe we should send a pigeon down there, a little carrier pigeon. Oh, good
Good
shot.
shot.
Well, Peter, before the game ends, just want to thank you for joining us in the
well,
live stream.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, keep up what you're doing and
Thank you.
keep up with the social media and the bowling, and we'll be watching for you on the PBA 50
That's
tour
awesome.
next
I
year.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and anyone that I think the coolest thing for any parents that are watching, if the PBA 50 tour comes to town, go watch.
Exactly.
Go.
I mean, last year when we were in Florida, we were at the Villages and in Fort Myers at Lightning Strikes. And the Village is amazing, and how many people actually come. I mean, it's a community within a community itself.
Right.
But we had the most people show up for that one out of all of them. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's great to go watch you guys bowl. It's a great tournament, and you'll see Peter and Walter Ray Williams and Parker Bone.
Yep.
And, like,
And
you know,
Tom Hess is in the Barnes, and
Ron Moore makes
Ron
his way
Moore,
out a
yeah.
couple times.
Yeah.
So you see some of the really legends of the game.
Right.
and
and they're still good. They still throw it good. They still score.
Well, and I think what you can learn a lot from that tour, not that you can't from the PBA tour, but the fundamentals.
Right.
Like you see really, really good fundamentals.
Right.
So
That's what even when I was, I shouldn't say growing up, but when you watch, I watch more because I don't have a power game.
right.
I watch more of the women
Yeah.
than the men because
Totally.
they throw it similar to I do. So that way, what they're using or how they're attacking the lanes, I can relate to.
100%. Yeah, I hear that a lot from people that say that the women, it's slower ball speed, but also you will 99% of the time you'll see balance in the foul line. With
Right.
The women.
And their accuracy is unreal. Unreal.
Yeah. And that's what that you strive for, right? You can't make a move as a coach. You know, you can't make a move when it's a bad
Right.
shot, right?
Right.
If you have a kid comes back and goes, "What should I do?" Well, did you
Well,
make
you
a
might
good
want to
shot?
throw. First, you might want to throw a little better, and
Yeah.
then we'll figure out what's going on.
Right. Because the worst thing you want to do is move on a bad shot
Right.
and then move into something worse than what you were already
Exact-
in.
Plus, too, and that I mean, nowadays with the way bowling has progressed, all the coaching, you really, I mean, I would recommend to anybody, no matter what, find the right coach that's for you,
Right.
because everybody's different. Like the way I present my information might not be for everybody, but there's
Right.
other coaches. There's so many coaching, and I know why everybody, all the social media, but video and stuff like that. But if you're not getting a coach, at least to have another eyes to help you.
Yeah.
You're behind the curve a little bit. Even I mean, as much as I bowled, I get help. I just went to a bowl U clinic.
Yeah.
I get help. We have Kegel if I need stuff
Yeah.
like that. We other centers around the area put in Specto. So there's way to get help. Always go look for that help no matter what it is,
100.
because that's the only way you're going to get better is to have either those training pieces or somebody else helping you out.
100% agree. All right, we're going to take a really short break because you have to head out and
Yes.
coach some more, and we'll be right back.
Awesome.
All right, we are back, and I'm joined by Matt McNeil again. What's up, Matt?
What's up?
So, what have I missed out there? Did you see? Were you watching the other side, or were you watching this side?
I was all over.
Okay, what
Yeah.
have you seen?
A lot of different ways of attack going on right now. There's a lot of different stuff going on out there.
Okay.
Yep. There's not a lot of uniformity to how folks are playing them.
Okay.
But there's different sections of the bowling center are playing a little different too. Like I noticed the low end was hooking more. The low end of the high end here was pretty tight. So I watched the young man. He had 250, just kind of playing the track, going right up and at it with an RSTX3. So, but yeah, I think we're getting to the point where the lanes are interesting, and it's just going to be trying to kind of whatever pair you're on and whatever section of the building, just make sure you identify what's going on and adjust accordingly and hit the one closest to you and make your spares.
Now, would you rather be bowling, or are you good just watching this round?
I'm good because this is a pretty tricky pattern in
That's
this building.
how I feel. Yeah.
And these kids are really talented, so I'm glad I didn't have to grow up bowling against these kids.
No
'Cause
kidding.
they take all my scholarship money.
So 67 and 68, we've been watching this pair. 67 is still hooking dramatically earlier than 68.
Yeah.
For your information, I don't know if you watched that early on.
That's probably why it's people either go high or really light, because the minute they try to give it some room, it burns up, and
Exactly.
so
Yeah, and it just
sorry.
You're good. If you miss left, although the one shot before this, it actually held for the first time ever, but he missed so far left.
Yeah.
But if you miss left, it's gone. No chance.
Yeah, and if you miss right, it hangs.
Yeah.
So I think ideally the thing is you want to be you want to slow your ball speed down and probably use more rotation to keep it on line and get it through the fronts, get it down lane. And with more rotation, you're going to increase the speed of the reaction time down lane, so it'll help it come off the spot a little harder. Like that young man's pretty close. I mean, that's close. And when you're on a tough pair, close is pretty good. you know?
Yeah. I think this is a tough pair. The more that I'm watching it, I'm thinking it's tough. So the bowlers we're watching on 67, 68, MJ Arolfo, Keith Lordson, probably butchering all of these names, so I apologize. Aiden Mercer, Braden Thrasher, and see now, this is not right. Oh wait, Aubrey is not here. So we have
4. Should only have 4 on this pair.
4 on this pair. 5 on this
Oh,
pair.
5. Sorry.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so, but I don't think we have Aubrey. Oh, no, Aubrey's here. Aubrey Woodruff. Okay, sorry, guys. The lane assignments were a little. We've had so many withdrawals this week because of the tropical storm,
yes.
so bear with us. But MJ, Keith, Aiden, Brandon, and Aubrey. That's who we're watching. And then next door, we should have Gabriel Tavares, Anthony Hornick, Joshua Wilson, Chase Raymond, and Aiden DeBauer.
I'll tell you what. On that 69-70 pair, there's a few good bowlers on that pair that I was watching last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase here. He throws it pretty darn good. I tell you what. This young man up on lane 70 throws it very good.
I'll have to watch. I'm not sure I've seen Chase bowl.
Yeah, Chase throws it pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
That's pretty good, folks.
Pretty solid.
That's pretty darn good. I watched him throw a messenger. It was a round trip ticket for the head pin. So it went to the 10-pin side and so hard that it flew back to the 7-pin side. So it didn't just get a one-way ticket, it got the round trip. So Chase might want to name himself to Southwest Airlines, round trip ticket.
That was almost a Randy Petersonism over there,
It kinda
Mr.
was.
McNeil.
I was feeling
Good job.
along.
I like it.
Channeling my
inner RP.
Yeah.
I love it. I like Aiden's jersey that he's got going on there. Skulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, he's pretty solid too. I
Yeah.
like how he gets it off his hand. I like where he's at the line. Just it's these kids are in their developmental stages, so they're still developing. This kid right here on 69, I tell you what,
Anthony.
he can bowl.
Yes,
I
he can.
I tell you what, there's a difference between throwing it good and bowling. I talked to his dad a little bit.
Yeah.
He has been exposed to some of the greatest people in our sport a lot.
Yeah.
So
He's pretty darn good.
yeah,
I don't know how old he is. How old is Anthony? Did your dad did his dad mention that? I don't know if we're getting close to college age.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's bowled SYCs quite a bit, so. But he hasn't filled out a bio because he thinks I know him, which I do know him, but I don't know how old you are, Anthony. They grow up on me so fast.
So I want to see what Aiden does here on 67 because he went high and then he went light for an 810. So what's he gonna do now? That's like one of the worst feelings as a bowler is to feel trapped.
Yeah.
So I want to see what he does here.
Ah,
That's close. Yeah, see,
really
look at that.
close.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice move out there. I think he just cut the difference and he just kind of went in between it. The first shot going high, he kind of roped it up there. The next shot when he went light and split, he kind of tried to flip it out there, and he just cut the difference right there. Good for him. Made a good shot.
I like it.
That's one of those feel-good learning moments, and especially for a youngster when they're out competing and they make a big move like that and they catch a double. I always said those are the big moments that get you into cuts and get you into match plays and get you into finals. When when you're pacing 180 and you got to make a big decision to turn a double and start turning it around and shoot 2-1 or something like that on a trickier pair. Those are the big moments, and it's really nice to see these youngsters be able to go through that process and find success.
Aubrey's, he took a shot at that. It's a hard split. I haven't seen that converted ever.
What one?
The one Aubrey just had. It was the back row. What was it? It was the 8-9, right? No, it wasn't the 8-9. I don't know what it was, but it was
like an 8-10 or
8-10,
something.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
You're not, unless you bounce them out. You're not
Yeah.
gonna make
Yeah.
any of those.
It was not a nice split.
No. What have
Tell you
you
what,
been
I need
seeing,
a-
Blair? You've been here all day, like
I need
all.
a coffee delivery.
yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But what I've been seeing is kind of what you said, where bowlers they figured out the gutter wasn't going to play, like you said,
Mhm.
right? So then they started moving left, but the difference is the kids that figured out keep it a little straighter, not open the angle up too much.
Mhm.
Those kids were having more success. We really haven't had any huge games, although Xavier just had a 268 on 67, 68. But he was just keeping his angles tight. He got a little lucky a couple times, like missed one left. He went Brooklyn. So he wasn't doing anything, wasn't opening up his angles, wasn't throwing it at the gutter, because that doesn't seem to work. Even that was a good shot, but I thought that was too big of an angle, so
No,
starting to break down a little bit.
yeah, I mean, you can use a little more angle through the front if you're softer with your ball speed
Correct.
and you have a little more hand.
Yeah.
And that's how you can create some push is by using the angle through the front because they're still a little flatter out there.
Right. Aiden.
Oh, great shot because now he went high on that
Yeah.
lane, so he made a nice move. He looked like he just paralleled a little, maybe like a 1-and-1 right and threw it just a little harder. You can't teach that.
Yeah.
See, those are the things you can teach. So it's really nice to see when, bowlers start learning, they develop their moves and they develop their systems. That's cool. That's really important.
Ooh, that was MJ is getting a little softer. He's trying to.
Mm-hmm. Yep, if you're going to give it away, I think, the softer hands with softer ball speed is quite important.
Yeah.
And the gentleman who just threw a shot on 69, he had 250 the last game.
Did he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, wow.
He was throwing that RSTX 3, but he came up here and it looks like he balled down. First 3 frames, he didn't get much for his money with that RSTX 3. I think he said time for a color change.
Peter was in here before, Peter Dohan, and he said that this bay is the most used for tournaments in this building.
Oh, okay. All
That
right.
was his inside knowledge.
Okay.
He said that
Uh-oh. That was quick and out the window, Aiden.
he knows it.
Yeah, didn't catch all that one. All right. Well, you still got a triple. You're back on 2-0 pace.
Yeah. See if we have any bios. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, I do have one for MJ when he's back up, but MJ's local, Orlando, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a favorite Pro Bowler. He wants to say hi to his grandparents in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just kind of learning to bowl. Boardwalk Bowl's his home center for MJ,
All right. Hometown kid.
right? Let's see our
Hometown
friend
kid.
Aiden. Let's see if he's filled out a bio. Aiden has. So your guy Aiden, he's from Alabama, Daphne, Alabama.
Ooh, nice shot there.
His favorite Pro Bowler is Chris Vi.
Oh, all right.
Wow, Aiden, you and Aiden could have some good conversation because he says that he loves philosophical concepts. They allow him to
Philosophical
control his emotions better, and he likes to give himself an interesting perspective on life.
Oh.
He's wise beyond his years.
He's very calm.
Yeah.
If you notice that, even when he didn't bowl very good last game, but he's very calm. Now, what a nice shot on lane 70. That young man, that guy can throw. Let me tell you that much. Mr.
De Boyer, right? Aiden.
Yeah.
Oh, another Aiden. We have
Yeah.
another Aiden.
Yeah, he is. He's got some chops. Let me tell you what. Woof.
Oh my goodness.
Boy.
You're getting warmed up over there, Matt. I
I'm
feel
coming
it.
into my own, Blair. Stick around for this evening's block.
So Keith is from Longwood, Florida, that just bowled on 67. He is from Bolero, Apopka. You're from Florida now. What? How do you say that?
Well, I don't know them all. Apopka.
All right, we'll go with
Apopka.
that. Yeah.
Apopka.
Favorite Pro Bowler, Jason Belmonte. Couldn't have guessed that by his jersey.
No.
Yeah. He loves chasing trains like Amtrak and Sunrail. He
Really?
likes to,
He's a big train buff,
he
huh?
likes trains. So high score 279.
All right.
All right, Mr. Philosophy.
Oh,
Eden.
that wasn't very good.
Oh no.
No, he didn't get out of it very good. Off to the right, into the danger zone.
He could pick it up though. But like you said, he does stay calm.
Yeah, he does. But that's what you got to do, you know. You got to think about. Jim Callahan says this the best.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Oh, a Callahanism.
it's a Callahanism.
Let's hear it.
But he explains it really well. And when I heard Jim say it for the first time, I understood the concept already, but the way Jim said it, it makes it really, it's very easy to understand. So if you think about your whole day, right, as like this, right, this level line of your emotions, right, and your thought processes. Well, when you start going down this way, it takes you so much energy to get back here. And then even when you get up, it takes energy to come back down. And so by the end, you don't have it makes it so hard to maintain that steady level of energy that you need to make good shots and good decisions and
Right.
stick to your process.
Right.
So it made that's what I like about Aiden's game is he stays level. At least on the outside. Now on the
Right.
inside it could be a different story, but
Right.
he stays really level, and so he doesn't use a lot of unnecessary energy, so he can keep his focus on the lanes and in his process and just doing the right things. And that's what you have to do because, granted, we're only bowling 5 games, and we crown some winners, but there's
Yeah.
still the long haul one.
Oh yeah, totally.
So we still got 10 more games in front of us, or 11 more games in front of us there, and those are the ones you want to win.
Right.
Not that you don't want to win the short ones, but the long ones are the big ones.
Well, we talk about that a lot. It's like, especially a bowler for the first time, the one thing I always remind them is, hey, you can win any round.
Yeah.
But you have to stay consistent to win the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So if you have one bad round, you're not out of the tournament. You can still win on medium and long. But if you have 3 solid rounds, I mean, we talk all the time. So Micah Voris, who's bowling this weekend, he has probably 3 or 4 times this year won an overall medal, but hasn't gotten a medal in any other round. And what that says is, man, Micah is consistent across
Steady Eddie.
every pattern, right?
Mhm.
But he hasn't gone off on any one pattern, right? So he's just working completely on his consistency.
Mhm.
So, and that'll pay off in the long run.
It will, because if he's already doing it, if he's getting medals in the overall,
Right.
he'll start learning how to get them. Those medals will come in the shorter runs.
Exactly.
It
right.
may take a little longer than some others to be like,
Yeah.
wow, I wish I could have success like that. But if you're winning if you're being competitive in the overall race, you're doing a lot of things right.
Exactly.
So that means
Yeah.
you just get the pieces will. It's so because I remember when I was 16, I thought like my concept of time in this life was skewed. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, well, 2 years, that's forever.
Yeah, right?
18, what am I going to do that? Come on.
I think that's most 16-year-olds.
They're like 18 so far away, and I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, it's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah.
And then your 20s, and then
Yeah.
your 30s.
Right. Well, everything's so instant, right?
I know. They
want,
live in an instant world.
Yeah,
I
they
know.
want to master everything in 5 minutes.
I know.
No, sometimes it takes a minute,
It takes a lot of time and dedication.
and it's different for everyone. I
It
mean,
is.
and you see that. I mean, you used to see it more on the PBA tour, where really the prime was like 30s and 40s for a lot of bowlers.
Yeah, it's a young man's game now.
It is, yeah. So
Young man's game.
TJ gets a whole mitt bowl.
Oh, he doesn't get cheated.
He gets all of it.
He
I love
does-
it.
He doesn't get cheated out
I
there.
love it. I need a little bit of your rev rate, TJ, please. Just a little. Just a couple revs.
Boy,
If I took a
wish I
couple
could have a
revs-
couple too.
If we took a couple revs from everybody, they wouldn't even notice, and our game would get better.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
We'll just call it taxing.
Yeah, every time you come to the live
SYC
stream,
tax.
Yeah, I need 1 rev from you, 1 rev from you. Especially the boys. Like, I've watched U18 and U15 boys have pretty much been what we've watched all day on the live stream pair today. And these rev rates today,
There's a lot of rev rate out there, I tell you what.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
Oh, and I remember like back when we thought, I remember watching Robert Smith. The first
Yeah.
time I saw Robert Smith on TV was in 1994.
Yeah.
I was 9 years old, and I was like, my goodness.
Yeah.
And and I think he was at like 4, I don't know, a high 4. And now a high 4 isn't even in, that's not even getting you anywhere on tour
Yeah,
because
really.
everybody's 500 plus.
Yeah, 500.
And he
It's
was the
like 700.
and Robert Smith was like the highest by far. I mean, of course, he didn't go out on tour for like
Sure.
another 5-6 years, but
yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yep.
It's a young man's game. I mean, they have a lot of rev rate. Their ball doesn't see a lot of the lane, a lot of the front part of the lane, which is great because, with all the bad surfaces, all the old surfaces, all the bad topography, it takes a lot of that part of the lane out of play, and they break up a lot of splits. They carry better. It's a hard style to beat when they tune it in. I tell you what.
Yeah.
I'm just that's why I'm in line at the glue factory. I'm retired. I'm done.
You're done? You can't be retired. Well, you're still gonna go win the Eagles every year.
I'll try.
Yeah, the eagle flies every year. I remember last year you were talking about how you weren't bowling, and or you hadn't been bowling. Like you needed
No.
to start warming up, and you were very worried, and then you went and won an eagle.
Yeah, it always happens when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And I actually, you know what? I owe Mark Anderson and Ron Wood dinner at Michael's
Oh
at
yeah.
South Point because I wouldn't let them put me in brackets because I'd hurt my hand moving. And I woke up that morning in absolute dead pain.
Oh jeez.
And I'm like, they're like, I bet you'll shoot 700. I go, if I shoot 600, I'll be thrilled. And they go, well, let us put you in. I go, I'm not letting you. I'm not going to lose your money. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not going to let you lose. Well, of course, I said, I'll tell you what. If I shoot more than 700, I'll take you out to Michael's.
Right.
And I had 740. So that's $500 right there, because those two aren't cheap.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, anyways.
I like it.
Yep.
Your friend Anthony Hornick has a 4-bagger and is up for 5 on 70.
Yeah, he's pretty darn good, ladies and gentlemen. And this Aiden up here on 69, he's not a slouch either. I like his demeanor.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his demeanor. Really good at the line. Wasn't the best result, but I like his demeanor.
Matt, can you finish live stream?
Yeah.
I have to go approve a ball being cleaned. I'll
Okay.
be right back.
Absolutely, go for it. Oh, nice spare. Wonderful spare. On this pattern, making that spare, I tell you what. With a spare ball, too. Very impressive. All right, here's Chase up on lane 70. Pacing 190, and that was left. Well, sometimes it's good to miss by a lot. Gets himself a brook over there. Mr. Goodman, thanks for the kind words in the chat. Much appreciate you. All right, we got a turkey working for this young man up here on 70. He's throwing a Helios. He's kind of giving it the slow wheel there. Trips the 2.8 for a 4-bagger. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
We had some sticky goo that came back from ball return.
Oh, some belts.
Yeah, But we're all good. What did I miss? How did Anthony? Did I jinx Anthony on my way out?
I kind of jinxed him too.
Oh no, a double jinx.
No, Anthony was fine. I was just kidding you.
Yeah.
He struck.
Okay, good.
I jinxed Aiden because I was talking about how much I really liked his style, and he's gone split.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think what happened was he made the change. The ball was okay because he turned a double, but then, I think that ball probably got a little more conditioner on it. And it's not seeing the lane, and he's gone split. So he tries to make it hook. It's too quick. He tries to be soft to it and it never picks up. So I think he's got to go back to that stronger ball, which what he was using down there.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Because kind of the golden rule right now is you got to get it to slow down close to you, and if you're not doing that, life is pretty hard.
Matt, you got compared to Fred Couples.
I
in
know.
the
I saw.
That's
I thanked him.
fantastic. That's a
thanked him.
really good comparison,
Yep.
right?
I tell you what, if me and Fred Couples could just have the same bank accounts, I'd be just fine with that.
Then you could take Mark Anderson to Michaels.
Then I could afford it without having to apply for a line of credit.
Right. Exactly. All right, Mr. Anthony, let's see it here. 9th frame. Foundation frame. Let's go.
Yeah, he wrenched on that one. That was not his best.
Hmm.
Not
Still a
his
great game.
best. Yeah, I mean, he's got, he's still got 220, 230 out there.
I'll take it.
Oh, I would take if you said, hey, you don't have to throw a ball and I'll give you 5 220 games. I'll say I will take them.
Yes.
Let's go find a coffee shop.
See if Anthony can slide it over.
Oh, that has a chance.
And-
Oh,
Come on.
that was close.
That was a good shot.
Got his count though.
Yep.
Got the count. Yeah, he can still shoot 230. He must be up there in the standings. He's had a decent amount of games. I think he started with 230.
We can look. Let's take a look.
I think he's been bowling pretty good.
He is second.
All right.
234, 207, 233.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Andrus he's first at plus 122, and Anthony is plus
Wow.
74. So yeah, Garrett's going off today. Have
I
you
tell
seen
you what.
Garrett throw the ball?
No, I haven't.
You need
Where
to-
is he?
He is not on this side, so he must be on the other side.
Mhm.
I'll point him out to you, but he's another one to watch for sure. Not that, I mean, I say that, and I watch these kids, and I'm like, all of these kids could go and bowl on the PBA tour if they wanted to.
Yeah, I think they just got to cut their teeth a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the potential's there. I think, and I've had this conversation probably about 8 times already today with parents,
Okay.
and they say, okay, well, how does my kid get on the tour? I said,
Yeah.
well, I said it takes in my opinion, to go out there and have success consistently and instantly. I feel you got to take the longer road travel, which is, I would say, come out of college, start bowling everything you can locally. Everything you can. Sweepers, weekend no-tappers, weekend scratch tournaments, get your card, bowl regionals if you want. Otherwise, don't get your card, bowl the TAT.
Yeah.
'Cause that's really good. You can bowl a lot of, the bigger amateur events like the Bud Light and the Bradley, the New Mexico Open.
Yeah.
Those are events you got to cut your teeth in. You got to learn. And when you start having consistent success there, and then you start challenging for the win, then you say, okay, now I'm
ready.
I'm feeling pretty good. Get your card, start bowling the regionals. When you start really having success on the regional tour consistently, which you will because you've already had success on the national amateur stage consistently. So
Right.
you're going to shorten the amount of expensive training. Like Norm was talking yesterday how expensive his training was in the 80s. Those
Yeah.
8 years in the 80s when Norm didn't win, he told it was a very expensive lesson.
Yeah.
Okay? But you're going to shorten the amount of time you're paying for those lessons because you're going to already have the wherewithal to be successful out there. You're
Right.
going to have all the tools you need. You're just going to, maybe it takes an event or two to go out there and start working some of the kinks out and getting comfortable.
Sure.
But I remember my first PBA tournament, I made the show.
And you had done the college bowling,
I did
the amateur bowling.
I did everything before until I
Right.
felt the minute I step foot on a PBA national stage, I have the possibility to win this tournament.
Totally. Yeah. I got blamed for a jinx. It
Oh,
happens.
oh, it
I get it.
happens,
I
yeah.
get it. I
We need some
understand.
chicken wire up here so they don't throw
I know.
objects at us.
Yeah, really. Like, well, the black cloud still exists today.
Yeah.
But no, you're.
We need a
totally
black
right.
cloud graphic
Oh, I can make that.
that we can just put on some.
I need sound effects too, with like thunder and like
Yeah.
I need the whole thing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that for the afternoon.
All right, black cloud graphic.
It's coming.
Blair's
ready.
black cloud graphic. Blair's black cloud.
It's gonna happen. We'll have it in the afternoon. So, Micah Voris is standing right in front of us, which is making me remember. And Anthony. Oh, that was
split.
really bad. Jennifer, for him.
After going high, he went light, but 70 doesn't hook as much as 69 does. 69 really hooks.
Let me get
yeah.
that black cloud graphic ready for Anthony.
Yeah, because Aiden went high, light, high, split, split, split. Anthony did the same thing. 69 blew up and 70 just stayed tight or got tighter.
Yeah.
And that's how in tune you got to be every single shot. The level of focus you got to have every single shot
True.
is so immense that you don't fall into these traps because both these, Aiden had 2-0 going. Now he shoots 178. And Anthony had 230 going, 240 going. Now he shoots 208.
Yeah, and we are going to take a short break, but Micah Voris, who's on 72, which you just saw his ball go down the lane, this is how this is an overall medalist over time. He has a clean game.
Yep.
I would go out on a limb and say he does this a lot of times. So he's going to bowl 2-0 clean.
Yeah, that's a good game when
Right.
you get on a tough pair. I mean, nobody shot anything. I mean, there's one 200 game on the pair.
Right.
So you know what? If you take your lumps and you say, okay, I shot 202, take my lumps, move on to the next pair, and maybe the next pair is really good, and then you load up the U-Haul and it's moving day.
And on that note, we're going to take a
All
short
right,
break.
sounds
And I think Matt is either going to stay for us with one more game since he's just getting
I'll
warmed
stay.
up.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm warming up.
All right, we're warmed up, so we'll be right back.
All right.
All right, Matt.
All right.
You got your one-liners ready?
Yeah, they're kind of an organic thing. You know, when the situation presents itself.
All right. We
Come
won't
in.
pressure you to have them like on demand or anything.
Yeah.
Let's see who we're watching.
Now we got the ladies.
We do, and I'm wondering. Leanne told me that there is a young lady here from Canada.
Mm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's Samantha because she's wearing a red leaf.
I think that's a good giveaway. Generally, the Canadians like to wear their red maple leaves.
I'm really thinking Samantha, who just bowled on 69, is from Canada.
Yep, I would say you're right.
All right, we'll go with that. Samantha, if I'm wrong, you can come and correct me. Oh wait, this is the dad. I'll confirm it
All right,
in a minute.
good job.
Okay, so game 5 though, on our main pair we have Katarina Hagler, Brenna Hartzler, Morgan Klein, Serenity Freeman, and Haley Haltham. Now, Brenna Hartzler, just you were talking a little bit about taking the channel of collegiate bowling to
Yep.
the tour.
Yep.
Brenna committed to Nebraska a few weeks ago,
Oh, good for
so
her.
she's headed in that direction.
Good for her.
Morgan Klein, I think, is she'll be a senior next year, so I think she's on the college search train as well.
Total side note of just absolute nonsense.
Okay, what do you got?
I need that.
We
gotta.
call that Gary Foolery.
I gotta do a Gary since Gary isn't here.
Okay, let's do
This
it.
guy from the side looks like John Marsala.
He does.
Just
I
straight
agree.
up John
Yeah.
Marsala. Yep.
That's one of our special scorekeeper helpers.
Yep. But yeah, straight up John Marsala. I'm like,
You
I
can
had
tell
kind of double take.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
that guy looks like John. Nope, not John.
I love it.
Yep. All right. So
Hang on,
sorry.
let me
Now that I
confirm
threw you off
Samantha's
track.
from Canada. Hang on. Are you the one from Canada? Okay, I'm Blair. Nice to meet you. No, you're good. I saw Samantha's shirt and I'm like, I need to confirm this is our Canadian. Okay, all right. Okay, it is our Samantha is our friend from Canada. Just so we know. I think that's the
This
first
girl
bowler
here on
from Canada,
67
too.
throws it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've gotten to see some girls throw it today. Let's see where they're playing. So, I have no idea. Probably, yeah. We're having an off-camera discussion of how many tournaments the Voras have been to. A lot.
A lot.
I'm pretty sure they were at the first one in 2017. So,
You see, Victoria was here. Danielle's sister.
no. Where?
She was here yesterday, I think.
Really?
Or it was a girl that her first name was Victoria, and she looked a lot like Victoria.
I
but
don't think so because isn't she bowling for a bandy?
That's what I thought. I mean, she would
I
be
don't
up
think
bowling
she's here.
tournament.
I think you're seeing things.
I'm-
The Marsala and you're
Yeah,
seeing
see?
everyone.
I know.
I don't think so. We'll look.
Oh,
though.
I think it. Yeah. All right.
Is it
Yep.
someone else?
It
Oh yeah,
was a s-
Victoria Fleming.
Yep. It was a.
Look-alike.
Yeah, it was kind of a look-alike.
All
I
right.
didn't get a good look at it. I just saw Victoria, and I was like, "What?
That's funny.
Really?"
Yeah. It's all right, Matt. We've all had crazy
See,
travel
I'm
days.
already old and senile. 37, old and senile.
Well, Dell's in the chat, so Dell, where you at? Because give Matt some.
Well, and he'll
old
just say
and
Andy's
senile.
left-handed or wrong-handed.
Exactly.
Yeah. This girl here throws it real good here on
Brenna.
68. Yep.
That's our. She's going to Nebraska.
Yeah.
So
Boy,
she's,
she's got some good touch there.
Yeah.
Heading to Coach Klempel and Coach Bond.
Yeah.
Julia Bond, who's on our national women's staff.
I would learn from Julia. Julia's one. I think Julia might be my favorite PWBA player
Really?
right now. I love Julia. I love that she's one of those bowlers that she keeps her attitude in check.
Mm-hmm.
She's always in it. She makes her spares. She's learned some other tricks in the last couple of years where she focused on speed control, and she's a worker.
She's a hard worker.
Yeah,
That's one of her best attributes.
I like Julia.
Absolutely.
I'm a Julia Bond fan.
Well, and she always rocks the side pony.
It's true.
Now,
Yeah.
there
She
is a
has her look.
there's a band from Minnesota called Lake Street Dive.
Yeah.
They don't live in Minnesota anymore, but they have a song out called Side Pony.
Oh.
So I was, me being me, like, hey, you gotta listen to the song. This song's about you.
Did she listen to it?
Yeah, I think she liked it okay.
Okay.
But her taste in music and mine,
That's
probably
awesome.
not on par.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You should ask them if they could write her a theme song or something.
I see. If I made a show and Rock the Side Pony, that would be my strike song.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
she should do that.
Absolutely, I think you should too.
Yeah. All right, the other players on our friend from Canada's Lane, Samantha, who's on 69, Caitlin Dekrowski, Victoria Fleming, Peyton Crumley, and Danielle Fendenheim. I'll go to my handy dandy bio thing and see if we have some bios, so I can say some fun facts about them and sound like I know things. The only thing I got on Samantha, she's from Canada. She didn't fill out her bio. But she did wear the right jersey for me to identify her, so thank you.
That's how you do the. I think no bio, no ball is a policy that will get you lots of bios.
Matt, we are starting that in 2023. Yeah. We're doing it. I'm starting it in Vegas of 2023. If you're listening, you can thank Mr. McNeil for the idea.
Yeah.
You cannot leave the room until your bio is completed.
Yeah. No bio, no ball.
Brenna Hartzler loves to read. And, I have to read her shout out because, I understand this. She says, hi to my sister Brittany, who I know is watching. Thank you for keeping the dogs safe while we're gone.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very important role that you're playing, Brittany.
Watching after the pup.
Yeah. All right, so what? Obviously, the girls are playing the lanes
A little straighter.
Right?
Yeah, generally.
But kind of the same thing, right? Speed is important.
Yep.
Speed control.
I think slower ball speed and making sure the ball slows down closer to you, right? And rotation. I think those are things that are pretty important. If you're covering less boards. Now, if you're opening up a little more, you can be a lot more forward because you want the ball to slow down even closer to you and be a little smoother. But if you're going to keep it in front of you, you can rotate it a little bit.
Got Miss Katarina Hagler up on lane 67.
Mm-hmm.
She just joined our free evolution program recently.
And
totally
folks,
free for kids.
remember, it's free.
It's free.
When we say it's free, we mean FREE free.
No strings attached. You
Nope.
get an email every month with a whole bunch of lessons. Sometimes Matt McNeil pops by and gives a tip or two.
Yeah, when they're really, when the folks at HQ are really just gotta scrape the bottom of the barrel for advice, I get an email. Matt, can you give us something?
Right. Yeah. Please. We're begging you.
We've tried everybody else in the company. We can't get anything.
Yeah, that's it. Katarina's from Cape Coral, Florida. Favorite Pro Bowler is Josie Barnes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Her favorite bowling achievement, she finished second in states last year, and she broke the Lee County records while doing so, which included high average along with 14 other records, which was a state record.
Lee County.
Lee County.
That's my county.
Well, she broke all the records in Lee County.
Wow. Guess I don't need to bowl league anymore.
Well, you're not a youth bowler.
Oh, that's true. I have a chance yet. Okay.
Yeah, but she's coming up, and she might break all the records when she gets there. So you better set some records for her to break.
All right.
She wants to give a shout out to her coach, Tony Delgado. Tony actually was part of our Shark and Tiger squad at Nationals last year. So
I remember watching that.
That train wreck of a bowler.
Yep, me and Jim were there. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I believe that you and Jim coached me in my 118 game.
No.
You're not taking credit for that one?
No.
I'm just kidding. But I did bowl 118.
Yeah, we weren't there that game.
Oh, yeah, you left me. Maybe that's what happened.
See, we left and you bowled bad.
Oh,
We,
that was
well, you bowled good when we were there. Gary did not bowl good at all.
yeah, no.
Gary was rough.
Yeah, it's fine. I believe I did what every bowler should never do. And kids, here's your advice of what not to do. I practiced once before I went bowl the tournament. Is that recommended, Matt?
Not generally. Not generally.
Oh, it was terrible. But work just got busy.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Actually, before I went to France, I hadn't touched a ball in a month and a half.
Yeah, but you probably won.
I got 5th. I lost to Liz on TV.
Well.
Well, we tied, and she was getting pins.
Oh, yeah. So then you
And
lost.
now, Liz is the greatest of all time. She's hard enough to beat Scratch.
Yeah. And now she gets
Much
pissed.
less if I got to give her pins. And, yeah. She's all sorts of really good. So.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I would not recommend not practicing in bowling.
No, I would highly suggest you practice and be competent and sharp
Yeah.
before bowling a.
Don't
bowling
do
an
like
event.
Blair.
No.
All right.
This is the last game, right?
This is the last game.
Last game, and then we're off to lunch.
Yeah. And everyone's off to lunch.
Everybody's
We are
up.
starting. The next round will start at 3 o'clock for anyone that is watching at home. We started an hour later this morning just to allow for all of the travel headaches. I don't believe anybody had it unless you lived in Orlando, Florida, and you're right down the street. You did not have an easy travel getting any easy travel day getting here.
No.
Yeah, you had between horrible and man, that went better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
That was our travel day.
It went better than you thought it was going to?
Yeah, we had a couple scenarios of what would happen
Yeah.
if we got stuck somewhere. You never know. How good does Morgan throw it?
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Really nice soft hand. Gets through the ball really good. Good balance at the line.
Yeah. Morgan and Micah, they had to be the youngest of the group in our first event in 2017 in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, really?
Morgan bowled in the U12. She had to be like one of the youngest kids. Her and Micah, they just had to be.
I saw you're going back there next year.
We are.
And Brent Bowers,
yeah.
the Brent Bowers of Wichita, Kansas, is now in charge of the National Bowling Stadium. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
Yep.
It's really exciting. You know, the season was announced. We have a couple of really cool bowling centers that we're going to next year.
I agree.
You know, anytime you have South Point and the National Bowling Stadium in 1 year.
That's a good year. That's a good year.
Yeah, so, and these kids, a lot of them have never bowled in the National Bowling Stadium.
Oh, it's a treat.
Right.
It's an absolute treat.
It is. And you know, Reno's a cool city. I don't
Yes.
care what it's hard to get to, but it is a cool city.
Once you get there, though, like, I'll
don't
tell you
need a
what, the
car.
eateries,
Yeah.
the food scene in Reno is great.
Right.
I'm just going to say that right now.
I
The
agree.
food scene in Reno is top notch.
And we'll be staying at the Tri Properties, which you can't go wrong.
No, I like the tri-props.
And so you can, for anyone that's watching that's planning a trip to Reno next year, you do not need a rental car. You just don't.
No,
You
you
can get
walk.
to the hotel.
Yeah, you can
You
walk.
can bring your bowling balls over the first day.
Yep.
And then we'll have a paddock.
Yep.
And you can walk back and forth.
Yep.
It's great. So the other place we're going is Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Ashwaubenon.
Yeah,
That's a nice center.
very nice center, legendary.
Yep.
Going to check out New Orleans. Going to check out Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of different centers. You know, unfortunately, we're not coming back to Boardwalk Bowl next year, but doesn't mean that we won't come back in the future.
Yep.
Just trying to allow for some new places. So hopefully you've checked out the 2023 schedule. The
And-
first event, Vegas, will go on sale in a couple weeks.
Yes, and you have to do it right away.
Yeah.
And when I say right away, I mean you better be on that thing.
It's like a concert.
Yep.
You have to. I mean, people do not believe us when we say it sells out in 2 minutes, and then they call us and they're like, "We can't believe it sold out so
Well,
fast."
we told you.
And
it's
I'm like,
sold out.
"Yeah, we
How
can't
cool
believe
is that? You know, you've gotten to be a part of creating something that sells out in 2 minutes.
I
You
know.
should be very. You
Well,
know,
Gary and Leanne
Gary,
really had
Leanne.
the idea, and Gary is a huge part of it still. And they had this vision for something that was more than a tournament, and I just got to ride along because I mean it was like right place, right time. So it's fun.
I'm gonna pitch for 2023 that I do a couple of I do a couple of seminars.
Let's do it.
I think
Yeah.
I think we can. I think there's I think the squeeze is worth the juice,
Yeah. Squeeze is worth the juice. Did you guys hear that?
or the juice is worth the squeeze. Sorry. I get things
Yeah,
backwards
no, you're good.
sometimes because
Yeah.
I'm a left-hander, always trying to think like a
Yeah.
right-hander.
No, you're fine.
Yep.
Either way, it's still a good saying.
Well, the squeeze is still worth it.
Yeah.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
We know what you meant.
Yep.
But I'm just enjoying the one-liners because
Yeah.
my brain doesn't think like that.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's a question: is Bella bowling? Bella Castillo is not bowling this weekend. She's probably bowling somewhere though. I wouldn't put it past her. You've seen that young lady, right?
Very
Little
impressive.
two-hander.
Yep.
Yep. The two-handed girls scene is on its way, people.
I tell you what, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There is a lot of them. Who's leading for the girls right now? Do we know?
I haven't even looked at the girls because we've been watching the boys. I think we have a mixture of U18 and U15 on this pair. No, this actually is all U18. But in the U18, Ashton Yokes is leading. She's minus 32, so the leader is minus.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylin Campbell next. Abigail Starkey has a bronze. She had a bad game last game. Caitlin Stoll right behind her. Brenna Hartzler's 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And Morgan 6th.
Mhm.
And Katarina 7th. This
See?
whole pair
There
is
we go.
like
This
chasing
is
it.
this is a big pair here.
And this is a big game for
Big
them.
game. Big
Yeah,
game.
because they're all within 30 pins of actually 40 pins of the top spot.
Oh yeah, if you shoot 190 or 200, somebody shoots 150 or 160.
Which is totally possible. Because
Big move there.
yeah.
Big move. See, David's on my side in the chat. You see that, Blair?
Avery to a Mac McNeil seminar. Hey, Avery could teach a seminar these days. Avery's a great bowler. You could go to an Avery seminar.
Yeah,
Go sit
absolutely.
in.
I can always. I'm a huge educational nut. I love to learn.
Yeah. No,
Love
but I think that you honestly, I still think if we need to do this series of a live stream. Fireside chats with Matt McNeil.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You could be
And
by
I can
a
just-
fireplace.
I'll tell you what. If I can have a glass of wine and sit there and expound upon,
I'm telling
oh
you.
boy, I
I
tell you
could
what,
totally see this whole segment.
it could go on too. I mean, you know.
I'll call Gary on the break.
We always think we're running. You'd be worried, hard pressed to run out of material. Not with this guy.
Nope.
Trust me, I can talk with the best of them.
I'll call Gary and let him know that we've created a whole new podcast on the live stream today.
Yeah.
Fireside chats with Matt McNeil. I'm
Oh,
telling you, I can see the whole thing. And we make a little graphic, like
Yeah.
have Jessica build like a you,
Yep.
like a cartoonish you
Yeah.
by the fireside,
Yep.
but not cartoonish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, we're off topic.
All right.
Let's see what Morgan's doing. Morgan
Well,
is
this
Sperry.
this is a tough pair. 67 hooks early,
Yeah.
a lot, and then they get kind of fooled by that, and they go over to 68, and 68's
Not hooking a
not
lot.
hooking a lot. So
This pair
especially
sucks.
since they're trying to play straight and they're still trying to play out, and I'm not. I think they would be pleasantly surprised if they tried throwing a shot like, I don't know, probably anywhere between 14 and 17 to about 10 or 11. They would be incredibly pleasantly surprised. Well, that's where that's kind of is. Look at that, 14 to 10. Now that's the lane that's hooking.
And in my head, I think I just jinxed Brenna by thinking.
Yeah.
I think I actually.
But
I upped
she
my
had-
black cloud.
She had double spare strike, spare. She went light,
Yeah.
and so she got more on top of it. When actually, what she needed to do was get away from it and just slow down and just kind of let it come around a little more.
Brenna, please get count because she's 5th. Remember.
Yeah,
everyone.
so this could be a big game for her, yeah.
Huge game.
So get your count or make it.
If she makes it, I'm good
That
with
would
that
be
too.
cool.
But make sure of 3 here, Brenna,
Yeah.
please. Please, Brenna. And it's off. Oh,
She got 3.
yeah. The ball
Alright,
hooked a
got
little
3.
bit. Hate it when spare balls hook.
Well, that's why you don't put revolutions on spare balls.
It happens to me too.
That's the biggest thing. I always tell people, I said, why do you hook a spare ball?
I don't know, Matt. I honestly don't know because I do it.
Me and Norm just we soapboxed yesterday about not even carrying spare balls because I don't carry a spare ball. Norm doesn't carry a spare ball.
Well, I throw a spare ball in league, so I'm not in your camp over there.
I know, but all right. Let's
Yeah.
watch the bowling.
Yeah.
See, that was good. Now that was a good shot.
Good shot by
That's-
Katarina.
So she's using a little cleaner, smoother ball, and it's kind of
Katarina's had a very
Uh-oh.
consistent
Oh
day.
no. Oh no, that's not where you want to be.
Katarina has gone 182, 180, 160, 184.
Mm.
Very, very consistent. 160 might have been one miss, like one spare.
Yeah.
But
Now that's kind of closer. It's
yeah.
kind of closer, but you see how much shim there is there? That ball like backed up on the back ends. There's a lot of oil down there. You can be left of that and use it.
All right, Morgan got 3. This is not the game Morgan wanted right now.
No, she's too far right. She needs to go left. She needs to get where
Brenna.
Brenna is,
Yeah.
actually a little left of where Brenna is. That's
Yeah.
that's where she needs to get into. Get into the middle part of the lane. The middle part of the lane here is always good, no matter what. That's just the way this place plays. The middle part of the lane always finds a way to be good.
I like it.
Yep.
All right, Brenna. Let's see what you can do. Recovering.
Where is she here? Well,
That's right? But
a little right. Got behind
10
it.
pin.
She needs to be further left. Like
Yeah.
left would be the move. Probably like a 3 and 2 or a 4 and 2 or something like that.
I like that move.
Yeah, just
can get
just
on
get
board with
closer to it. I mean, because there's shim in there. There's a lot of it. Look at the girls on 65, 66. There's a couple of them with some strikes,
Yep,
and their ball is finishing down lane around 10, 11, 12.
100%.
Yeah, everything. Trying to play right at 10s. I don't know.
You're not a fan today.
No, I'm not a fan of that
Yeah.
right now.
Morgan's coming down. She's making a ball change after that last shot.
All right.
Do you think she'll stay in the same spot?
I
With the
hope
ball-
not. I really hope not. I hope she moves left.
You need to tell that to her telepathically.
Yeah.
Move left, Morgan.
Yep, come on. Left and left. Yeah, if she gets close where Brenna is, that's what she needs to be doing there.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh,
But it's easy to sit back here and say that. When you're
absolutely.
bowling, it's so hard. I mean, it's so hard to see the picture when you're bowling. I can't tell you how many tournaments I played the lanes like a, not wise person.
It's really hard when you're lost too.
Oh
Like it's impossible to get perspective when you're completely lost. You almost need to remove yourself.
Yep.
Take a breath and then go back in.
So if talking about when you're lost, I actually, if you download the Storm app and take the Mental Game Fundamentals course, you'll actually learn how to get unlost.
I need to take that course.
So
apparently.
I'm just plugging that right there.
All right.
It's a lesson worth taking.
Here's my additional plug to Matt's plug. The holiday shopping season is upon us,
It is.
and you can gift the Storm app. It's all virtual, all on demand. So just purchase a lesson and send it to a bowler or the university courses.
Yep. Take a university course. The Mental Game Fundamentals one is just great because there's actually a couple of our resident pros come in and they give you some great tips. Oh, see, there you go. Exactly what the doctor ordered. A little left. All right, good job.
Good job, Morgan.
Yep.
Matt approves.
Yep. Thumbs up.
All right, so we're going into the 9th frame. Katarina gets her spare. Neither Katarina nor Morgan, I believe. Actually, and Brenna, they all were hoping for a bigger game here, I bet. Or maybe they don't even know where they are on the scores.
They might not know.
Now, we don't know what Abigail and Caitlin Stoll and Kaylin Campbell and Ashton Yokes are doing. This U18 field is hard.
Uh-huh.
The girls, there's some talented girls in this field. Do you know, even with the tropical storm, this is one of our biggest tournaments of the year?
That's what you were telling me earlier?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's, I think, really dedicated to these events. It's more than just a bowling tournament.
It
That's
is.
what I always tell people.
Yeah.
It's more than just a bowling tournament.
Right. It's a whole experience.
It's an experience, absolutely.
Which, by the way, down here's my Gary foolery of the day.
Okay.
Down the street, there's a restaurant called
Oh, see, left.
Dessert
Yeah, a little high,
Experience.
but not bad.
The Dessert Experience.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
I don't. I still need to Google what.
I
the
just
Dessert
talked about how I was
Experience-
trying to lose weight.
Sorry.
And now you're telling me to go into the sweet shop.
No, I'm telling you that I don't understand what an dessert experience is. Like,
You know,
what makes it an experience?
We got to
White
get
Rabbit
John
Dessert
Janowitz on
Experience.
that one. 'Cause
Yeah,
he is-
JJ.
he's the king.
It's called the White Rabbit Dessert Experience, redefining how desserts should be experienced.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And for Matt McNeil's diet.
Oh, yeah, I got to lay off that
Do you want to see the pictures?
I don't. Probably not. Is there chocolate? There's got to be chocolate
yeah.
there. Oh, I'm a sucker for chocolate.
Holy cow! They have a huge menu. Anyway, all right, I'm done.
Okay.
That was my Gary foolery.
All right.
Back to the bowling. Ooh,
That's the danger zone there. That's
Yeah.
the spot you want to avoid. Now, see, Brenna was close on that left lane. She just didn't get ball far enough right because that's the hooking lane. So
Yeah.
that's the lane she can really let be a little, steeper through the fronts and get it a little further down lane. 68, if she throws that shot, it's 10 back.
Right. All right, let's see if Miss Morgan can double it up here.
Well, this is the tight lane. So now, I think on the tighter lane, I would just go a little more than what she did on 67. I would say maybe like a 1-1 or a 2-1, and it should be right there. We'll see. Yeah,
Pretty good.
she must be listening.
I'm
Because
telling
that's
you.
what that was. That's exactly what that was.
Are you sure your mic isn't talking straight into her ear or
I don't
something?
know.
We
See?
need to check you.
Now and Serenity too. She finally got her ball left of 10 at the laydown, and it froze and roped right up there because there's a big old pile of shim in there.
Ah,
Shim to win.
Shim
Girls
to
always,
win.
here's the thing. Here's the difference between women and men.
yes,
Women play shim and men play hook.
it's true.
Women are always looking for hold.
We are.
Men are always looking for hook. And I'm not trying to
that's
stereotype
true.
or be negative about it that
we
way,
need
but
hold.
that's always the tendency. Wow,
Yeah.
great shot there. Really nice out. Salvage 170.
Yeah, I mean, and you never know. I mean, that's a good game.
Yeah.
It's not what she wanted, I'm sure, but and Morgan's been consistent today too. 178, 200, 169, 178. Here's another 170.
Mhm.
So just didn't really get anything going, but made spares, stayed in it. Didn't have any disastrous games that would knock her out of the top 10. And then you go on to the medium pattern and the long
Yeah,
pattern.
medium pattern's going to be the U-Haul pattern.
Yeah.
That one's pretty nice. I like that. I like that pattern. I mean, that's gets you into the good part of the lane here, and that's definitely going to be a very hittable pattern for many.
I like it.
Yeah, which is good. You should have there's always a good variety here at the SYCs. There's some challenge. There's you can that you can get some score out there. There's some challenge out there, something for everybody.
Well, and the key is, and we talked to Kegel about this, is Brenna
Oh, that's a good shot there.
really good, and
Yep.
she still has 2-0 out there.
Yep.
She can get to it.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to Kegel about, at an SYC, you can have bowlers like a Jillian Martin or a Spencer Robarge who come through and can go out on the PBA and PWBA tour and make a show immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have bowlers that it's their very first tournament that they've ever bowled in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want something that's so challenging that they can't learn,
No.
because anyone can learn on these patterns.
Yeah, I think understanding why you don't bowl well is incredibly important.
Yes.
Other
Agreed.
than, I didn't throw enough good shots.
True.
I bowled bad because in this game I did this, and the answer was that. And then I got behind it, and then when I found it again 2 games later, it was a little too late, and I had 209 my last game. But at least I figured it out, what I needed to do, and now next time I'm in those situations, I'm going to make better decisions. And that's really it, versus, I just stunk today. Well, it didn't take
What?
much.
Yeah, why did you, right?
Why? And what a nice out here by Brenna.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is a great get for her.
Oh, all right. She's fine there. Yep.
2-0.
204. Very nice game. Very,
Yeah.
very nice game. Nebraska bowling program, you're picking up a great young lady.
I agree with that.
She throws it real, real good, I tell you what. Very bright future for that young lady.
I need to stop looking at the scores because they're putting scores in, so it's the worst time to be looking at scores.
Yep.
Because everyone's all over the place.
He does look like John Marsala. I'm just going to say that. Just saying that.
We'll have the conversation
All
after.
right,
I love it. We'll go, hey, guess what? You have a new nickname.
John, you have a lookalike. Doppelganger. That's what it's called.
It's Mr. Fink, Alan Fink, whose young bowler came through the SYCs, and now he comes back and volunteers every year. It's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And also a lookalike. He'll probably get a
A
kick
John
out of
Marsala lookalike.
it. Yeah. Both John and Alan, I think, will get a kick out of it. All right. Well,
All right.
we are wrapping up. We're going to let Katarina finish with a strike. Let's go, Katarina. And, well, I think
Just too far right. Katarina was just too far to the right.
All right, Mr. McNeil.
All right.
Thank you for joining us in the live stream booth. We'll be back this afternoon with more of Matt's one-liners.
Yep, I'll have a few. I'll write a few down at lunch.
Okay, and
Oh.
have a coffee or two. So that
Yes, we gotta
yeah.
have an afternoon coffee.
Exactly. Cool. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for round 2